Hey everybody, welcome back to the Game Hut. So, I've got a game here for you. It's called Against the Storm. And actually this game was out on early access for, some months now. I started playing it about 6 months ago, and good game. Not bad. I really enjoyed it. That was 6 months ago. I enjoyed it. I believe the reviews on Steam for the player base were overwhelmingly positive. And that was back then. So, it's still retaining that score today, overwhelmingly positive, and it just launched today, so it's no longer in early access. It is out now. Maybe there's going to be some patches along the way, but it's out in all its glory. Wonderful game. So I'm just going to get into this one. I think I'm going to start with a tutorial, walk through the tutorial. It's kind of step by step, but for those who are interested in this, maybe giving this game a go or considering to buy it, you can learn as you go with me, the tutorial. And when that tutorial completes, I think I'm going to get into the actual game. So I'll probably make some multiple videos of this game. I don't know how long I'm going to go with the videos, but I'll just keep going until I think it's enough. I'll try to fletch it out best I can. Really just want to show you all the mechanics that the game has to offer, maybe all the building types and the story element of the game. There's a sort of a tech tree, so I'll get through a lot of that tech tree as much as I can. I don't plan on completing the entire game. It's very long and extensive, but I'll get through quite a bit of it, so I'm sure it'll be a great journey. Anyway, I'm going to dive into this game. I'm going to take off my mug here because it's just kind of in the way, and usually for strategy games, whenever I'm doing strategy games or colony builder games, I don't like to have my face in the way. It's a little bit unnecessary. It's really just pointing and clicking. When I do my other videos, though, like the action games and especially the horror games, I like to put my face in there for expression reasons, right? So, okay. So we'll get into this. All right. Well, I've got my coffee beside me, my trusty and boldly enriched coffee. Good for the sipping, ready for the sipping. Anyway, so up here in this far right-hand side corner, there you can make profiles for yourself. Multiple profiles, should you like it. We're going to go into the gameplay now. It's playtime.
The world is plagued by the Blight Storm, a vile cycle of destruction ravaging everything in its path. The only safe haven is the smoldering city where the mysterious Scorched Queen reigns. You are one of her viceroys, a pioneer sent into the wilds, tasked with establishing new settlements and acquiring valuable resources for the crown. Your goal is to help rebuild the smoldering city and secure the future of the Queen's subjects.
Pretty interesting sense of story there. The Queen's envoy. Neglecting your village will increase the Queen's impatience and bring her wrath upon you. Fulfilling your duties will increase the town's reputation, unlock new buildings, and eventually bring you to victory. Now choose a new blueprint. Select the crown icon below. Yes. Okay, so we are entering the tutorial. This is just a tutorial, like I said. It's pretty systematic and linear and straightforward. But at some point, we will break away from this and enter the actual full scope of the game. Choose a new blueprint. Each expedition starts with only a few essential blueprints. More will be given to you as you gain reputation points. Now pick the Woodcutter's Camp. And right here, it's the only option. Now in the fuller game, you'll actually get more than one option. Usually it's 3, sometimes it's 4, depending. But for the sake of the tutorial, they are only giving us one option to choose. Now I hover over this to choose it, and it says Woodcutter's Camp. It gives you a quick synopsis of what it is. press the space button to resume. Build the woodcutter's camp and explore the forest. You have to keep the fire going all the time. Now you'll pay attention to the music. It's absolutely wonderful, in my opinion. It's only this one track for the entire game, but it's quite melodic, and for me, it never gets old. Read more about winning and losing. I don't know, should we do that? No. No, we won't. We'll just keep going with the main part of the tutorial. So, orders. These are the orders that the game is giving us. And it's giving us the objective right here for Woodcutter's Camp. It's basically telling us that we've got to acquire 10 wooden logs, and also we have to construct 2 woodcutters' camps. Now once we get that established, we can unlock this order, and we get these rewards down below on the second column. The rewards are, we'll get a group of beavers. We'll also get a sort of special buffer skill. Reinforced axes. Woodcutting is a lot easier. Woodcutter camps produce 35% quicker the production rate. And we also get the Queen's Grace, which is a reputation point. And it'll go into reputation points more as we move along with this tutorial. And the delivery button doesn't work because we have not yet achieved it. Once we achieve it, we can come back to this panel, and that will be highlighted, and it'll actually allow us to accept the order, deliver the order, and the order goes to the Queen, and then we'll get the reward. Okay, so first things first, the tutorial has highlighted this icon down here, camps. There's our woodcutter camp. It'll tell you what you need to build it, what materials. So it says we need 2 cogs to build it. Apparently I've got 19 cogs, so more than enough. Press R to rotate the item if need be. Okay. So let's put it somewhere where there's a bit of space. I'm thinking maybe right there. Boom. And we need 2 of these, because that is what the objective needed. 2 woodcutter camps, not just 1. I'm thinking we will put the other one maybe right here. And right away, as you can see, our villagers are building. Now the building animations are pretty neat. Okay, that one's built. So if we select this, we enter the building menu, and here we can assign our villagers to work in this building. Now, here it'll say what specialization the building requires or prefers. Now, you don't have to put villagers in here who specialize, but it is definitely a good idea if you do put villagers in who have a specialization. So here this building requires the specialization of wood proficiency. So we basically want to put in villagers that have that proficiency, and really comes down to race. So there's only one race in the game that is proficient at anything to do with wood, and that's the beaver. Every race in the game has their own proficiencies, but the beaver is wood. So we click on this add button here, and we'll have all the available races that we are currently holding. We have the human, we have the beaver, and we have the lizard. For now we'll choose the beaver, and we'll fill this building right up, because it's allowed to have 3 slots, 3 workers in it. That's all of our beavers. And right away they will start accessing that building and doing their job, cutting down the trees. I can actually rotate the map here. You can kind of see the beavers working away, cutting down the trees. It wants me to assign more woodcutters. That's because I have a vacant building. Now here's the issue. We no longer have any specialized beavers, so we'll just fill it up with the other races. Fill it up with the lizards. Oh, ran out of lizards. One human. So because these races are not specialized, they will just cut the wood at a sort of standard rate. Whereas the beavers, they will cut the wood a little bit quicker. This worker has a 10% chance of doubling their yield, so that's their benefit. A 10% chance of doubling their yield. Now it's not promised that 100% is a chance. It's a 10% chance of doubling. Not bad. Orders are already ready to complete. And as you can see here, we've collected more than enough logs. We've built both our woodcutter camps, so now we are allowed to have our reward. I'll go ahead and press the deliver button. There we go. Every time you complete an order, it'll unlock new orders. And you can access those new orders right away if you'd like, or you can take your time to unlock it, depending. In this situation, we're forced to take an order during the tutorial. So here's our next order. Exploring the wilds. Our objectives are to cut through the forest to discover 2 glades. Glades are basically open areas, and there are things in those areas worthy of exploring and checking out and utilizing, usually resources of some sort. The other objective is we've got to assign 5 beavers as woodcutters. Okay, we don't have 5 beavers right now, we've only got 3. So at some point, and as you play the game, you will be allowed to have opportunities to gain more villagers. The reward, 3 humans, or a group of humans as they say, and a pack of meat, 30 meats in particular, and again, more Queen's Grace. Exit this. Now I'm going to pause this game just for a moment, and if you'll look down below, there's this gauge here. We got a blue side on the left side, we've got a red on the right side. Now I just want to quickly cursory glance over this. The tutorial I think will get into this a little more in depth, but basically the Queen's impatience grows over time depending on things that are taking place in the game, and we don't want that. The Queen's impatience is not a good thing. If this bar fills up entirely with red 100%, you lose the game, or you lose this map. Now, on the other hand, there's reputation, and reputation has various ways of growing in this game too. If reputation reaches 100%, you win the game, or the map. Now, with the rewards, every time we gain the Queen's Grace, we get a reputation point. Reputation points will fill up one of these blocks by 1, right away, once we choose it. And along with that, once we choose to spend our reputation point, we will also gain access to basically new buildings. So let's do that. Let's accept the reputation point. We have 1 available. We've accepted it. Now in the fuller game, generally you will have a selection of 3, I believe. It might be 4, but I think it's 3. 3 options, but the tutorial is only allowing us 1, for the sake of the tutorial. Your renown grows. You can now choose from one of the available blueprints that the Queen offers you. Okay, one of the... it only gives us 1. Shelter. Shelters can accommodate any villager, but won't satisfy the need for specific races in what their housing needs are. Has to be built near a hearth. Hearth is that big fire in the central of our village. A house can house up to 3 residents, so we'll pick that. To build a house, it costs 10 logs. This right here is our hearth. It's a small hearth. The hearth of the colony is protected by the holy flame. Villagers gather here to rest, eat, and receive clothing. If the fire goes out, people will lose hope. Okay, now let's unpause the game. Just click on the housing icon. Shelter. and let's build enough housing for everybody. Now, typically I like to put my houses sort of around the hearth. Keep everybody warm. Now you'll see when I scroll out, there's sort of an orange highlighted area. And that is the warm area, the protected area. Everybody feels safe within this area. So it's good practice to try to put all of your buildings, in particularly your houses, in this area. Because any buildings, especially any houses that are outside of this area, they will start to take sort of a morale hit. And we don't want that, because everybody's afraid out there without the heat and the light. I'll put one here. I will put one here and one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, we need one more. We have 12. We have 12 villagers. Okay. Now the reason I'm spacing out the houses a little bit from the hearth is I actually like to lay down some roads. So over here, this icon, roads, click on that. This is unlocked right away in the game. Path. A simple path doesn't cost any resources. It grants a 5% speed increase to villagers. Pretty cool. So lay these out wherever you want. It's really just click and drag. Now, even though it's free of resources, it will take time, a little bit of time to build. And I'll also put the path up here because I know they're back and forth working. It's just a little bit of a speed bump, you know, 5%. Look at them go. Look at them hammer away. The animations and graphics are pretty nice. Very crisp, very colorful. The game designers did a very good job, in my opinion. Very good job indeed. And up above here, you can see all the resources coming in. We found 20 mushrooms. We found 43 vegetables. We have 16 meats, 21 eggs, and 28 roots. All this is food, by the way, so our villagers eat this stuff. Now, some races are kind of particular with what they eat, so there are certain foods that they would definitely prefer, and preferred food basically makes them happier, gives them a morale boost. Oh, cut through a glade. Over here, we cut through enough tree for the villagers to see what's inside this glade. There is a resource in here. I'm clicking on it. It's called the flax field. We also have a flax field inside of our community, our warm spot. What else do we have here? Click on this one over here. We have a clay deposit. And we've got moss broccoli patch vegetables over here. Oh, another glade was opened up. I didn't realize. We've got, pardon me, drizzlewing nest. These are eggs. Roots. Not bad. I'm clicking on this icon up here. It says newcomers. Every once in a while, you'll be rewarded with newcomers. I don't know if we're going to say rewarded, but they're just simply unlocked. And I believe it's just a matter of time. I think when a certain amount of time goes by in the game, you'll get these instances where villagers will just, well, they'll request to join you. And you get to choose out of two options. You can choose option A, or you can choose option B. Option A offers us 3 humans and 15 pieces of grain. Option B, 1 human, 2 beavers, and we get some vegetable down here, we get some leather, and we get some stone. I'm going to go with option B because I remember one of our orders requires us to have 5 beavers working in the wood camps, so I need more beavers. Pardon me and my coffee. We'll accept it. Now over here we have a tab that says Mark Tree for Harvest. To cut through the forest and reach glades faster, you can mark certain trees for felling. Select the axe icon on the right-hand side of the lower HUD and drag the pointer over the trees. So down here we've got these two options, a plus and a negative side with an axe. The plus allows us to specifically cut down certain trees, and the negative basically retracts from that if we make a mistake and want to take that back. So we'll click on that. And let's highlight this area over here. Let's do that. Maybe on this side. I'd like to try to get to the small glaive, so let's have them concentrate on that. It's pretty close and near. We've also got another small glade up here. Now I've highlighted this, but it hasn't turned yellow, so that means it's actually out of their range. I'd like them to cut it, but it's out of the range from this woodcutter camp. So in order to get them working here, I'm just going to have to build a new woodcutter camp, or you're allowed in this game to move certain buildings around. I can move this camp over there. Now, not all buildings can be moved around. We have a quick sort of look at our orders on the side panel here. They show up. I believe all of our orders show up here. So we have Exploring the Wild. 2 glades have already been cleared and met. We've achieved that. 3 out of 5 beavers are here. We need 2 more. Now on the lower right-hand screen, you'll get these small icons that'll start stacking up. These are all your buffs, basically, for the map that you achieve over the course of play. As you can see, our reward for reinforced axes here, 35% quicker woodcutting, and we've got what's called a Sacred Pyre. There's a Lizard Firekeeper who is currently manning the station of the small hearth. So Lizard Firekeepers are very adept at ancient rites, +1 to global resolve. I'm going to pause the game, go into the hearth, and here it's pretty interesting because you can actually assign a race type to look after the hearth. You're allowed to change it up. Small hearth. The hearth of the colony is protected by the holy flame. There we are. So the specialization bonus here is warmth and comfortable. When you change the race, they will give a certain benefit to the hearth fire. So, can I? Yeah. So having a lizard here allows for warmth and comfort. More warmth and comfort, I presume. If I... Oh, it doesn't change. Specialization bonus. Oh, it looks like the lizard, I guess, is the only one who can offer the specialization bonus of warmth and comfort. But I know that as the game moves forward and you unlock certain features, the beavers and also the humans have a certain added benefit to the hearth too once worked. But for the sake of the tutorial, I guess they're just showing the lizard's benefit. And here we have the allowed fuel. So the hearth always needs to constantly burn primarily wood, but it burns things to keep alight and keep things warm. If you run out of resources and you can't burn anything more, the hearth goes out, and that is very bad. If the hearth goes out, then everybody takes a fairly significant morale hit at every one moment. So it's very, very bad when the hearth is out for too long. You could very well lose the game that way. Now here we've got wood. So it says here that the hearth burns 1 unit of wood every 12 seconds. We've also got oil. It can burn oil. It burns 1 oil every 25 seconds. We've got sea marrow. Every 40 seconds that go by, 1 unit of sea marrow is burned. And we've got coal. Every 40 seconds that go by, a unit of coal is burned. So basically, the wood is the cheapest and it's the fastest to burn, but these other products here, per unit, it takes longer to burn, which basically sustains the hearth better and longer. Sacrifice. Nothing can be sacrificed in this hearth. Not yet anyway, but later on there are features in the game that allow you to make sacrifices, and well, some pretty cool things happen from that. There's also Hearth level. A Hearth has 3 levels, level 1, 2, and 3, and they have benefits, buffer benefits for you in the game. And you can unlock those by, well, achieving the upgrade requirements. The upgrade requirements for a level 1 encampment unlock, which provides, let's see, +2 global resolve. The ancient Hearth's resistance to corruption is also increased by 150. This basically helps keep everybody happy. Morale in this game is actually called Resolve. Global Resolve means for everybody. It's happiness for all the races that you currently own. And what do they want? They want at least a population of 8 villagers. We've got 12. They also want 4 comfort decorations. So let's go ahead and build some comfort decorations. The comfort decorations have to be placed within the warm area. Anywhere within the warm area, that is fine. If you put it outside of the warm area, the Hearth and the upgrade requirements will not recognize it. Okay, so we go into decorations panel down here. Click on that. And any of these sort of green highlighted items are for comfort. We also have artifacts here for aesthetics in blue and harmony in yellow. We won't get to that right now though. So let's stick to the comforts. Got some barrels. Where can we place these barrels? Let's put it behind these houses. 1, 2, and for the sake of variety, benches. I'd like to try to rotate the benches this way. So that's the 4. Once those are built, we'll come back here and take a look at the gains that were unlocked for the Hearth. Winning and losing. Should I do this? Okay. I'll just click on the winning and losing tab and I'll let you guys have a quick read. Okay. And exploration. Again, I'll let you have a quick read. Okie dokes. Now I had paused the game as well because 2 things have happened. We've cleared another glade, the small one. It's just enough tree space there for them to peer through it after the logs have been cut, or the stumps have been cut, or the trees have been cut down. Now, if you're quick enough, it gives you several seconds where you can kind of put your cursor over this sort of circle sphere, and it gives you a really quick synopsis on everything that is inside of that glaive, everything that was unlocked. So here there are 3 routes that have been unlocked, and that'll go away pretty quick. And of course, you can always individually check on them afterwards to see what exactly is in the glade. The second thing that has happened, and you probably noticed, is the rain. We've got rain. It's a storm. A storm has happened. Now, in this panel up here in the center top screen, it shows you the seasons and the weather. And we were in drizzle season. Then we went to sort of like a summer and growth season. And then there's the storm year. And it gives you a countdown of how long this season lasts until the next arrives. So here, this storm, it's at the year 1 storm. It will last for 1 minute and 30 seconds before the drizzle season. And the drizzle season is kind of like our April showers, you know? You'll also see a blue sort of filler bar that circles around, and that kind of gives you a bit of an impression of how much time is going on too while you're playing, so you don't have to click on here every moment and or hover over this sort of storm icon to see the countdown. And also you've seen below here, we've got pause games, play the game, and speed increases. If the game is running a little bit too slow for you and want to speed things up, you're free to do so, up to a level of ×3 speed. There's an icon up here. It looks like a evil eye. This is the hostility rating of the land, or the forest. And that almost naturally grows over time. And it's basically how much the forest does not like you, how much the forest hates you, how much the forest wants you gone. That grows depending on what you're doing. Time, the longer you are simply here on the forest, in the map, that will grow hostility over time. How many villagers that you have bothers the forest, because too many people, well, who wants that? It's a disruption. And there we've got the hearths. Now the hearths are a good thing. The hearths will take hostility down. It will reduce hostility, and that's because everybody's happier in the light and in the warmth. So hostility is kind of an encroaching thing. If you kind of see it as an encroaching thing, it's like the forest is sort of suffocating you as or your villagers, and they don't like that. It's the darkness, it's the scariness, it's the what is out there, we don't know, all that bothers the villagers. But the hearth, it lights the way. So the stronger your hearth is, the better. And in this game, you can also place more than one hearth. You can build more than one hearth at a certain distance from each other, and the more hearths that you have, the less hostility will go down too. Hostility increases in sort of like by a point scale. So it's 0 right now, which is great, but it can increase to 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I've only seen as high as 4. It might go higher than that, I'm not sure. When the hostility of forest goes higher, the point score gets higher and higher. That's a bad thing. That means more things are apt to go wrong. The higher the score, the worse the play will be for you. So hostility is 0 here, and it says people are growing more anxious. 0 to global resolve. So also the higher the hostility is, the greater the morale of your races will lower. Right now, we have nothing to worry about. The 0 to global resolve, so everybody is not taking a penalty hit to their resolve or their morale. Let's unpause the game. And I'm going to keep my small hearth panel open because I want to see what happens here with the upgrade requirements once they build our comfort items down below. I love the rain. It really feels wet. We've got some thunder, we got the flashes. It's great, it's great. Oh, we got the barrels built, and there we go. So we've unlocked the encampment level 1. We'll hover over that, and we have that that buff. Let's look up here. This is area here of the screen in the upper portion of the screen. This shows all the sort of map handicaps that are happening, buffs and handicaps. Red is the handicaps. When they're green, it's the buffs. So right now it's the looming darkness. It's active, and that's just part of the storm. It's basically just saying the storm is active. And oh, I'm just reading this. The raging storms stifles the spirits of all living creatures. An additional stack of this effect is added for each hostility level. -4 to global resolve. Okay, so every time a new point of hostility comes about, everybody loses 4 points of global resolve or morale. Now over here on the left side of the screen, you'll see the portraits of all of our races. You'll see in green these numbers. That is basically the resolve or the morale of our of each race. The humans are sitting at 20. The beavers are sitting at 15, and the lizards are sitting at 13. Now you'll see a little arrow beside them sometimes with a new number. That just basically means change, higher or lower. If the morale is increasing, decreasing, and if there's no arrow, it means it's, well, staying the same. If this ever gets to 0, we gotta be careful. If it goes into the reds, like -1, -2, -3 in red, that is very bad. That means our people will not work so hard. They can start receiving rice, debuffs or penalties. So we don't want that. We want to keep them as happy as we can. Follow your orders. Click on that tab. Oh, we've got a new order here. It's to choose a cornerstone. Now, from my understanding, cornerstones arrive as the game plays out. It's a thing of time. So as time goes on, these will just start unlocking. And usually I think there are 2 cornerstones. I can't remember if I've seen 3 before. 3 options. So the Queen's envoy says, "No one can weather the storm alone. The Queen offers you a cornerstone that will lay the foundation for your town's prosperity. Choose wisely, as you won't be able to change it." So this matters. It's a crucial decision. We cannot change it later for this map. We've got Exploration Contract. The Royal Academy wants a detailed map of the region and will supply anyone willing to help. Gain 20 reed and 20 clay for each discovered glade. Oh, that's pretty cool. So every time we clear out a glade and discover it, we will gain these rewards. Not too shabby. The other option is Carpenter's Tools. Building materials are the foundation of every settlement. Production is 50% quicker in the building area. Crude workstations. Okay, so Carpenter Tool gives us a 50% increase when we are working the crude workstation buildings. Now, we haven't built any of those yet, and we may not be able to yet. I'm not sure if we've learned how to build crude workstations. I should check that out. Can I exit? I'm going to X out of this just for a moment. I'll go back in and choose one. But I want to see, can we build a crude workstation? No. The woodcutter's camp, the shelter, and that is actually all we have access to, right? So I probably don't want to choose the carpenter's tools because I can't use it yet. I may be able to use it later on if I can get a crude workstation. Or the exploration contract. Now that's something I can start working towards right away because there are definitely more glades to be cleared out. And I get these rewards. I really do like the carpenter tool though, because 50% increase is pretty substantial for building. It's production. It's a production. It's for production on that building station, which I like. I think I'm gonna preemptively go with the carpenter's tools. I can't use it right now, but I will hope to use it later. And as you can see, down below, we've got that new highlight here, carpenter's tools. This is just an area to remind us what our buffers are during a playthrough map. Follow your orders. I will click on this. Okay, this is the tutorial just basically reminding us about our orders. And we're getting pretty close. We still need 2 more beavers to complete this order. Now up here on the left upper screen, way above the race portraits, you will see our total population. It's kind of hard to see, it's small, but it's 15. We have a total of 15 villagers. This little hammer sign means how many are employed, how many are doing things, actually working. And this house with a cross slash through it means how many homeless people there are. We actually have 3 homeless people, so we don't want that. Sometimes when your people are homeless, they will take a morale hit or a resolve hit. And usually only if they're outside in the bad weather, and only usually when a storm hits. I should mention that. But we will build more shelters. Let's try to give everybody a home where we can. And you know what, I only need 1 home, but, I can only fit 1 home. Sometimes I like to make an extra house, just to fit in people right away once new villagers come, so they have a place to move into right away. And I will build a little bit more of a path so that they can, people can get to their houses a little bit quicker. Now for this order, it's almost just a waiting game. We just have to kind of wait until more villagers come. 2 more beavers. Not everybody is employed. We only have 8 out of 15 people employed. So, since we are kind of bored waiting around, with not a lot to do, let's do another woodcutter's camp. Let's put one right over here. We can move that later. It's not an ideal place to put a building, kind of smooshed in there with the houses, but we can move that later once we no longer need this building. When all the wood or all the trees are cut within the vicinity of a woodcutter camp, then the workers will be unemployed because they have nothing more to do. So at that point we can dismantle the building and get a little bit of resources back for it, or simply move it somewhere else to start new job, new work, new resources. Okay, we've got orders here. Newcomers there, that's what I was looking for. So again, option A, option B. Right away I'm looking at option B because I want beavers, but unfortunately they're only giving us 1 beaver. I want 2. It's better than nothing, I'll take it. We get 1 human as well, and we get 12 clay pieces. Okay, I'll accept that. And let's put all of our beavers into this new joint, into our new woodcutter's camp. Oh, now we have 2 more homeless people again, I've noticed, up here. We do need to build another house. I'll put that house right here. Orders are ready to complete. To complete? Oh, do we have enough beavers somehow? Look at that. Oh, how did that happen? We have 6 beavers. I was pretty sure we just unlocked 1. I wonder where the other beavers came from. I'm a little bit puzzled by that. Right? Didn't it say... Oh, I get it. So when we accomplished this one over here, this first order, we actually received 3 beavers as the reward. I forgot about that. We actually got 3 beavers. So, and then that extra 1. I think that's what did it. Okay, so let's take this delivery. Our rewards are 3 humans and 30 pieces of meat, steak. Now the steak is actually the lizard's preferred food. The lizards love meat. That's what they prefer to eat. The humans prefer to eat anything to do with grains and vegetables. And the beavers, well, they're kind of odd. The beavers prefer to eat pickled foods. Let's accept that. We have a new objective unlocked. It wants us to... Vegetables in small forager camp. Produce 5 vegetables in the building small foragers camp. Okay, so we've got to build vegetable forager camp and then acquire 5 of these resources. The next one is small foragers camp. We just have to actually build one, so that's fine. That should be that looks like an easy objective. The rewards will be giant vegetables. We get a perk +1 to all vegetable production. Gain an additional vegetables for every yield from gathering, farming, or production. Pretty cool. And of course we get another reputation from the Queen's Grace. I'm going to pause this game just for a moment. Now we have our reputation point here. I also forgot to mention something, and partly because I was trying to stave off mentioning too much, because I thought the tutorial would, you know, kind of give us a bit more of a lecture on the Queen's Impatience versus the reputation growth and how you win the game. But I'm going to go ahead and just mention this. Every time you accept a reputation point, you know, you will get your point in blue here for reputation. Whenever you do that, though, the Queen's Impatience actually reduces also, generally by a point. So for every point gained here, you will get a reduction of point here, which is great because we want to keep that red bar low, low, low. We want it to go low, not higher. Once it goes to 100%, like I say, that's when you lose the game. So there's a bit of strategy in when you want to accept the reputation point. You can wait it out. You can hold on to it and cash it in at the right time. And there's some strategy behind that. There is a right time to do it sometimes, where you can actually gain benefits for cashing it in at the right time. But for this instance, there is no gain or benefit at cashing in at the right time. We can cash it in whenever. For now, we're going to go ahead and do that. And you'll bear witness to the Queen's Impatience going down by a point. Hopefully we'll get to 0%. And this should turn into 3 instead of 2. Here we go. Once we unlock this. And of course, every time you cash in a reputation point, you get to unlock new buildings. The Small Forager's Camp. And that's exactly what we need to help complete that order, that new order up there. Here it says, a small, crude version of a specialized camp. It's slower and can only gather small nodes. It can collect grain, roots, and vegetables. Now the little stars beside them, they'll be either 1, 2, or 3 stars. 1 star means it's a slow production collect. 2 stars, it's quicker. 3 stars is great, it's fast. So every building sort of specializes in what sort of resources and product it can produce or gather. Let's pick it. There we go. And oh, the game is still unpaused. So I'll play the game and you should see those points change down below. But they didn't. They didn't. They did not change. Let's pause this game here. Something funny is going on. This should have increased from 2 to 3, and the Queen's Impatience should have reduced. Whenever you cash in one of these reputation points. I'm thinking the tutorial is skipping that. So it's putting a lot of control here, and the tutorial's doing its own thing. Yeah, because when I play the full game, whenever you cash in a point here, a reputation point, this will actually increase and that will decrease. So I will point that out better once we do get into the full game. But for now, the tutorial is taking a lot of control here, it seems, and it's not functioning the way it should. Because it's just trying to show us things step by step. Or maybe it's because the tutorial is still going to get into this at some point. That's maybe what's going on here. Okay, let's play this. Up here we've got the food panel. Like I said, this is all the food we have. And the food panel is right here. We have 101 pieces of food. But what kind of food? It's all broken down here. We can also click to this panel instead. It's a building materials panel. It'll show us all of our building materials. The only building material we have right now are parts, or cogs as I like to call them. Another panel is crafting resources. These are all of the crafting resources we have. A selection. And then we have the fuel and exploration panel. We have our wood, a lot of wood, 386 pieces of wood. We have no coal. And we've got tools. Tools are great for, well, cracking open up crates and breaking into stuff. When they say tools, it really means crowbar. How many crowbars do we have? Sometimes we can use tools and crowbars to actually build certain things for production reasons too. Okay, our orders. So we need to click on camps, small foraging camp. And we have some resources here that the camp can actually utilize. We've got roots over there, we've got roots up here, and we've got vegetation here. So I'm going to focus on just getting these vegetables for now. Let's reorient this building, and I think I will just put it right here. We want to make sure the building highlighter encompasses all of the resources we can. And it is covering all the resources, which is great. It's going to cost, if I can read this correctly, 10 logs and some cogs. I can't make that out. I need my glasses. But we'll plant this down. Oh, a glade has opened up. We're going to click on this over here. It'll zoom us to the glade that we just opened up. Flax field and clay deposits are here. Lovely. Now, we should see our small villagers camp. Yep, 1 out of 1 now, so that is achieved. And we need 5 vegetables from this camp. But first, we've got to assign some workers. Now, humans like to do anything with farming, agriculture, planting, gathering plants, all that good stuff. Humans like to do this work, as is their specialty. Specialization bonus is right there, and beside the race character, you will also see the same similar icon for their specialty. So I'll click on this and fill it up with humans, and they will start gathering the vegetables and bring it back to this building. You can also choose to restrict the workers from collecting certain things. Right now, this building is allowed to collect grain, roots, and vegetables. We have check marks on all of them, so it'll allow them to collect all of these items if it's within range. You can select them off if you'd like to restrict them from doing so. That's up to you. And it also tells us for how long it takes to gather these resources. So here are the vegetables. It's saying to collect 1 unit of vegetable, it's 25 seconds. And that number is actually a good number because of the specialization bonus. If we were to put a beaver or a lizard in here, that 25 would turn into something worse. Probably 40. Who knows? Or it's a chance. Actually, I should excuse myself. That's incorrect. It would stay at 25 seconds. I forgot that the race specialist bonus is 10% chance of doubling a yield. So for every 25 seconds of vegetables that is collected, there is a 10% chance that the yield will double, which means 2 units of vegetables will spring about instead of 1. Had to make that correction there. I misspoke. So we have 4 out of 5 vegetables now that have been collected. We're on our way to completing this objective. What's this over here? Glade event. I'll let you guys read that in the meantime regarding glade events. This gives me opportunity time to sip on my coffee. With some of these videos I speak so much and talk so much that my throat gets dry, and sometimes I get a little bit cough-like. So pardon me. Sipping on the coffee does certainly help. Yes, this panel is pretty interesting. It's kind of a library of information, and you can access it at any time, really. You can select whatever you want to know, and it gives you a good read-up of every item or function in the game. Pretty cool. General help, buildings, cornerstones, traders, species. Now you'll notice below the Queen's impatience is growing. The Queen's impatience is growing by 0.15 per minute. And that growth is based on, well, it could be a few things. I'm going to pause this game. One of the things that makes the Queen impatient is the hostility level that grows. When the hostility gets higher and higher, the Queen does not like that because, well, basically it means that her fellows, her colonists, are going to have a harder time in completing their goal and tasks at hand, completing the map. So the Queen does not want hostility to increase too high. When the hostility increases too high, she becomes more impatient. She basically wants you, the villagers, to work harder and faster to win the game. So her impatience score might start to increase per minute because of that. One of the things that helps to increase hostility, which we don't want, and a lot of players don't know this walking into the game, is that the forest actually gets extra angry when you're abusing the forest. When you're cutting the trees down during a storm. So if you're cutting trees down during drizzle season or the growth summer season, that's fine. But if you're cutting trees down during the storm, this is when the forest is having sort of its angry mood. It notices even more and it gets angrier. So the hostility level will actually increase when you're cutting trees, which also helps the queen's impatience get worse. We don't want that. So if you can, it's good strategy to de-assign the woodworkers during storms, if you can. We all want the trees to keep getting cut down because, well, wood fuels the fire, and we want to keep that hearth going. Wood also builds things, helps to build for materials. We like that. So it's up to you as a player if you want to stop wood production during the storm or keep it going and kind of take that hostility hit. For now, I'm going to take all of the woodcutters out of their buildings. And I noticed that... Oh, okay. I've noticed one thing. So you can manually take out all of the workers from the buildings, which is a bit cumbersome. And during early access, this was the way to go. But they had put a new function in the game, which isn't clear here right now. But normally there's a little icon right here. And it allows you to, with one click, dismiss all of the woodcutters in the camps. In one click. Boom, they're all gone. But then afterwards, later, you have to manually put them all in again. During the tutorial, the option is not here. And I'm not sure why. But in the full game, once the tutorial ends, that option is there. It is always there. For now, I will not deselect them because I don't want to put them all back in. And again, this is only a tutorial. I will leave them in. They will work through the storm. But it is usually good practice to take all of the woodcutters out if you can during a storm. Let's play the game. Storm year number 2. This is, the drizzle season is coming in about a minute and a half. We just have to get through this harsh storm. Orders are ready to complete. You'll also notice that during the storm, the resolve or the morale of our race characters are decreasing a bit. You've got the negative arrow. It means they're kind of slowly losing a couple points during the storm. They don't like it. No one likes to be out in the rain in the scary forest. Okay, so our forager camp was complete, and we've got our vegetables in order. We will get this reward. We will also get a reputation point. Let's get it delivered. Oh, I just noticed this. Oh, I was incorrect about something. Upon delivery of a completed objective, that is when you get the point. I thought that you had to select and actually accept the reputation point to trigger the point change down below between a reduction of the queen's impatience and a reputation point build towards winning the game. I was actually incorrect about that. It's once you actually get a objective delivered, that's when you get that reward portion anyway. So now we both know. So the new objective here is Stonecutter's Camp. Objective, build a Stonecutter's Camp. And then once we have that in order, we want to gain 5 units of clay material. The rewards are steel shovels, it's a perk, +1 to clay production. Gain additional clay for every yield from gathering, farming, or production. We also get 20 crates of stone, or units of stone. Great. Yeah, reputation, the Queen's Race. Choose a blueprint. And that's only if we accept the reputation point down below, which we will. Stonecutter's Camp. There we go. Now I'm liking this. We are winning the game so far. We've got 3 points blue, reputation, and only 1 point of queen impatience. It has actually reduced. So that's a good thing. Okay, let's go ahead and build the Stonecutters camp. We have clay down here. We've also got clay up here a little bit. We've also got clay way down here. Oh wow, got a lot of clay. Let's get the closest clay so our guys don't have to walk so far. I think I'd like to try to put it here, but I'm worried. Oh, they have enough space to walk through. That's okay. So let's put that here, and we will actually rotate this building this way so they have a little bit better access. Now that the storm is over, you can see the morale or the resolve of our characters are growing, which is great. We are also allowed to choose another cornerstone. You'll see these icons flash up here once they're allowed to be chosen or looked at. So, egg delivery line, 15 eggs per minute. That would actually be great, because anything to do with meat, or meatish type of foods the lizards love, they love eggs. So that would ensure a food supply for the lizards, their preferred food supply, which will help boost their resolve, their morale. Or we can do a fiber delivery line. Fiber. Now, fiber, I don't think the humans eat fiber. I'm not sure. The beavers might eat fiber. That might be a preferred food for the beavers. Fiber can also be produced into other things like clothes, you know, so. But for now, I don't think I need this as much. We have a lot of vegetables, so I know the humans are fine with that. Beavers do eat some vegetables. I will go with the eggs because I want to make sure there's enough food for the lizards. I noticed we don't have much food for the lizards. We have a little bit of red meat steak that's probably wearing thin now. I know we had 20 units before. We may have run out of that. This ensures 15 eggs per minute. That's great, so let's pick it. We can zoom right in, and I love how we can zoom right in. And isn't the graphics so crisp? Everything is so crisp and colorful. It's a job well done, for real. So the Stonecutters don't have a specialty. There's no race that has a specialty for Stonecutters, so really, you can just put anybody in here. I'll put humans in here. I also notice I do have extra beavers. I'm going to pause the game. Yes, I don't want the lizards and the humans in here anymore, because I have beavers that can specialize. So let's trade them up. Let's put beavers in here instead. We have 20 villagers, only 6 are actually working jobs, 2 are unemployed. A glaive has opened up here. Also, I noticed earlier a glaive opened up here too. So, I'm going to talk about the sort of special encampment features in a moment, but first I want to build another house, another shelter. I want to make sure everybody's cozy. Let's fit that one right in there. That should be enough. Okay. And we do have something else here. Well, more newcomers. A lot is going on all at once here. You can accept A or B. The rewards, okay, we've got leather here, 9. We've got more eggs, food, roots, yes, very good. More beavers. I do kind of like the beavers. The more wood to chop down, you know, the better, and clear the way. We can discover more of the forest. So let's get some more beavers in for wood chopping. We have a lot of unemployed people, so it would actually be advantageous for us to build more woodcutter huts. Let's do one more. Maybe put it up here. We were trying to get through this part, remember, but we couldn't reach. So let's turn it that way. And let's get a road going. A little bit more of a road. Kind of over there. We also do have a glaive up here. I'd like, you know, I don't... They have to walk a little bit far, so a 5% increase does go a mile, you know. Let's do that. Kind of shift it in here and zigzag it up here a bit more. Maybe just something like that is okay. What else can we do? Could put a little road this way. Just a little one. Towards the clay deposits. And we won't worry about this just yet, putting roads down there. Okay, so we have that in order. The game is still paused. We're going to click on the small encampment that was explored in the glaive. Small encampment, Glade Event encampment. A destroyed camp in the wilderness. There are still survivors in the area. There's a specialization bonus here. Forest proficiency. Now, I don't think any of our characters have that specialization. Any of our current races. We can put some people in here. Let's just put the humans in. Requirements. A time of 30 seconds. We get to choose two options here. The one that's highlighted in red is, or the one that's highlighted in orange. Okay. Welcome new people. If we can offer this encampment any of these items, 4 vegetables, or 4 mushrooms, or 4 roots, or 4 radishes, then we can unlock the small encampment or rebuild it. The reward for this, if we choose this one, is welcoming new people. So we get 1 human and 1 beaver that join the settlement. If we choose this one over here, it's called Send to the Citadel. And, well, the Queen is in the Citadel. And the rest of our peoples are in the Citadel. We can offer 4 eggs, 4 sort of like a larvae. I know we haven't seen them yet in the game. Or 4 red meats. I like to call it steak. And the reward will be 10 pieces of amber, an amber pouch. In this game, amber is like money. It's basically a form of currency, but it's a currency that only it mostly exists on a map. This map, the forest map. So you can use that as a form of currency, mostly on the forest map. Now, once we get out of this forest map, basically when we complete or lose a game, a map, we'll go to a different map, and it's the Citadel map. It's a different kind of map. In the Citadel map, the form of currency on that map is actually food, oddly. But from my understanding, whenever we send amber back to the Citadel, that gets transcribed into food. And I'm not a little unclear about that, but I feel like it's for every... Maybe for every 10 amber sent back, you get 10 food units. And in the Citadel, with the currency being food, food basically buys you new technology. It's the tech tree over there. Food helps to unlock parts of technology. So I think I'm going to go for that. I'll do Send to the Citadel. And I know we definitely have eggs, because we have that line running, 15 eggs per 1 minute. So we can definitely afford that, so we'll keep that set. If you want to change this to something different, you simply click on this icon, and you can actually select the one you want. We have a lot of eggs. We actually have a lot of meat, too, but we're going to keep it at eggs. And once you select and highlight either option B or A, we're going with B, you then press the investigation button. Make it so. You can, I guess you can also recall that if you change your mind, but you will waste resources. So if they come and they've already put like some resources into this, and then you change your mind, I think you lose those resources, but you can switch over to the next side. Okay, another Glade was unlocked. Let's press this button, zoom down here. We can explore. We got mushrooms, we have radishes, lots of radishes and mushrooms. We have a new building. Herbalist Camp, Glade Event, Ruin. A building destroyed by the storm, it can be rebuilt or salvaged. Pretty cool. Well, let's assign some investigative workers. Let's give it, let's put some lizards in here. 1 human. And again, we have an option. Salvage. It requires 10 wood. That's mandatory. We can't change that one because it's in a square. This one we are allowed to change around. We can either do clay, stone, or I think that is reeds. We have enough clay, so let's keep it at clay. And the rewards would be 20 more clay and 20 reed if we salvage that. The other option here, again, 10 wood, okay. Parts. We need 2 cog parts, and that's also mandatory. We can't change that. What we get out of it is an herbalist camp. And they're rated 2 stars for collecting herbs, berries, and mushrooms. Well, the good thing about this is that we'd actually get this building. From my understanding, if I can remember when I played the full game, is that it cannot be moved. It's always going to be stationed here. But right next to it are so much resources. Very handy. I think we're going to go with that one. I love cogs. Parts are kind of hard to find in this game, and you need them to build a lot of buildings in this game. But it's we'll par with it, and it's only a tutorial. Let's investigate that. Orders are ready to complete. We've achieved that. This is the Stonecutter's Camp. So we got this Steel Shovels perk. We got the stones. And the delivery. Now let's watch those points increase. Boom. Look at that. Down below, we have 4 points towards winning now. And the Queen's Impatience is reduced almost down to nothing. It's on the low. And that's what we want. Harvester's Camp is the new objective. We have to build a Harvester's Camp and then collect 5 units of fiber. The reward is a fiber perk. Basically increases fiber production by +1 points. And not surprisingly, with this tutorial, once we collect the choose new building, it'll be the fiber camp. Or the Harvester's Camp. There we are. Now in the full game, it's always randomized what building you're going to get. It's quite randomized. But for the tutorial, they give us one specific building. Oh, these are empty because there are no more trees in the vicinity. So here we have the move function. You can deactivate the building. It basically just kicks everybody out, but leaves the building alone. Or you can move the building. You can also dismantle the building. And down below here, you'll see an icon. I'm trying to circle around with my cursor. That's the destroyed building. So you get a little bit of resources back for the buildings you destroy. You can wipe it off the map. But we're going to move this one, because I believe in reusing, reducing, and recycling. Let's push this one just over here. We have another building, right? Yes, this one here. Oh, they just don't have any occupants. Oh, we forgot to put people in it. Also, it's pretty cool. See, this is the Woodcutter's Camp. We had our perk down here, reinforced axes. It'll also remind us the perks that are associated with the building too, right here. 35% quicker production. Okay, we're gonna put beavers in here, and we ran out of beavers, so we'll put 1 human in there. Lovely. And you'll get these little helpful alert tips throughout the game. So like here, it did tell us Woodcutter's Camp has no suitable trees nearby. We rectified that situation. Once we play the game, it will actually... There it goes. The alerts disappear. We have 2 homeless people again. Oh my, good grief. We are... A part of this game is running out of space. Where can we put this house? Where's a good place to put this house? Maybe, like, right there. Want to keep it in the warm zone? We have a lot of wood. 647 units of wood. So, I am not all worried about the hearth running out of flame. Logistics. I'm going to let you guys read this. It's about logistics. And we'll put a little bit of that to practice after we're done reading this. Pretty good. It just kind of tells you, you know, the path work of the villagers and how that sort of works. Walking speed. So, one thing I like to do, we'll pause this game just for a brief moment. We have our free normal paths, 5% increase. Now, if we go back to the roads section, and oh, it's not here for us. We have to unlock this. This build mode, probably in the cornerstone selectors. We actually don't have access to it, but there is another pathway version that you can build in the game. It's stone paths, and so long that you have stone resources, you can actually make your paths out of stone, and it increases the walk speed by, I think it goes up to 15%, if I remember that correctly, so you can get your guys going places a lot sooner. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're gonna go into camps. The Harvester Camp. And this is our next mission here. So, the fibers. Oh, now look at this. I can kind of... Ooh, I can place my Harvester Camp in such a way where I can encompass 2 different nodes of fiber. Not bad. Plant that there. No parts left. See, this is what I'm talking about. No parts left. These, right here. See where my cursor is? That's what we need to build buildings, and we have nothing. So we cannot build any more buildings until we get more parts in. And in this game, it can be difficult to gather those parts, to find them, or manufacture them. But sometimes, if you destroy a building, you will get resources, and sometimes you will get a part back, or a cog back. But I only do that if I really need it. If I really need a part, I'll start destroying buildings. And believe it or not, I find myself doing that quite a bit in the full game. Oh, so that herbalist camp is now built. We have to assign workers. Herbs? Oh, that's it. That's a human thing, right? I believe so. There's a specialization bonus here. Alchemy. Yes, I think the humans enjoy alchemy. Oh, they're collecting mushrooms already. Wonderful. Food. So here's the herbalist camp. We're gonna employ some people. Again, anything to do with farming, harvesting, gathering is generally a human thing. But maybe not, because I noticed that there is no specialty in this camp, so maybe it doesn't matter who you put in here. There's no specialty notification. Pardon me, there's a dog barking outside of my window. You might hear it. Silly neighbor dog, always barking out there when I'm trying to do my recordings. Okay. So we're just waiting on plant fibers. 3 out of 5. I could speed this game up, you know, but I won't because it's a tutorial, and I kind of want you guys to enjoy the graphical moment, which is pretty splendid. But once I get into the full game, if and when I probably do, create some more videos of the full game, I will be speeding through parts of that game when it's the low moments or the idle kind of moments. Usually I go to times 2 speed, sometimes times 3 speed, you know, when I'm playing the full game. Not much of a different with the time 1.5 speed. Okay. Objective complete. Let's cash that in. And we'll see that point grow again. Watch this. Woo! Now, the Queen's Impatience is 0. That is the best we can get. And our reputation is, well, it's getting pretty high. So the new objective is called Building Blocks. We need... Whoa, it's building. It's all about building stations. We build a fabric... Oh, it's just one station. Okay, so it's the crude workshop. And we actually have a perk for that. I got that earlier on, remember? In some foresight. We have a 50% increased production for crude workstations. And that's exactly what we have to build. It's great. So, crude workstation, we don't have to... The objective is not necessarily to build one, even though we have to have one anyway, but it's to gain these resources from it. To produce 4 units of plank wood, 4 units of brick, and 4 units of fabric. And what we get as a reward, much needed 10 units of parts. Also, a workstation upgrade perk, 50% to the amount of goods produced in the crude workstation. Wow, so that is insane. If we get this reward too, combined with this perk down here, the 35% increase production for, the 50% increase production for crude workstations, tool-based, that's 100% plus production. Whoa, that's amazing. Choose a blueprint, right? It's ready for us to accept a reputation point, thus selecting a new building if we'd like. And I will go ahead and do that. Oh, looky, of course. It's the crude workstation. And it is... Oh. That's a star, but the star is empty. It's a 1 star, but it looks empty to me. I think that signifies... like a 0.5 star or a nothing production benefit. The crude workstations are the worst. They're the worst. They're slow production, but they get a certain amount of production done at least. It's kind of like your entry-level workstation. You can build more refined stations that specialize in building certain, materials and building, building materials and whatnot. So we're gonna pick that. You'll notice down below it says can use storm water. There's different type of water in the game depending on the season, and sometimes when you attach, we're not going to get into this right now, and probably not in the tutorial, but you can collect certain rainwater nearby by certain springs and funnel it to buildings via pipes, and they can basically help amplify the production of a building. Or sometimes give it some other benefits. Okay, so this icon down here, this is the workstation icon, crude workstation. It's a small building, which is good, at least. It doesn't take up a lot of space. We're gonna put this somewhere. Let's tuck it right behind the warehouse, the colony warehouse. I've actually never tapped on this before, so I'm selecting the main warehouse. That's what it looks like. Stores a large amount of goods and products. Keeps them from the rain. Workers always deliver and take goods from the warehouse nearest to them. You guys have probably read this in the logistics information panel anyway. And you can do a few things here. I usually don't, but you can like do stuff here. You can lock certain resources, which basically means that your villagers cannot take certain resources out from the warehouse if you want to like really stockpile stuff and you don't want them to be used. You can do minimums. They're only allowed to take a certain amount out. You can actually put trackers on so you can track where it's going. It's pretty cool, actually, what you can do here. I never do, probably just because I'm lazy, and but you certainly can do that for those who like to micromanage their resources better. Now we need to put our, we need to employ this place. We're going to allow them to build everything, except for pipes. We don't really need the pipes right now. I'm not going to be building water systems yet. So let's unselect that, no pipes. So the workers will not be building those and wasting time or resources with it. I will allow them to build these because we need these for the object, or to complete the objectives of the game. And also, some of these are actually building requirements for certain buildings. So let's just put lizards in there. Mark trees for harvest. It's telling us to mark trees for harvest again. Now, normally when you play the full game, you don't get those notices. I think it's just the tutorial kind of reminding us, hey, you can do this, you know. But I'm not going to. I'd rather not. Well, I'd like to clear that out of the way, actually. So maybe I will do it just to make the AI happy. Went away. Okay. They are out of trees, so I'm going to move this woodcutter's camp elsewhere. Oh, look at the edges of the map. There's just ocean out there. It's like you're on a little forest island. Every map is like this. Always on a forest island. Some of the maps are bigger, though. This is a small one. Cool. Let's place it right here. Because we have a sort of have a road coming out here a little bit. We have a flasher up here. Newcomers. More newcomers. Always newcomers. Let's see. You know, I'm thinking the tutorial has some limited functions on it. I remember in early access, the limited functions were actually everywhere, including the full game. But there's a difference. There are some limitations in the tutorial still, but in the full game there are some extra functions in there that are not here. And I believe, if I remember, when it comes to the newcomers, you can choose to reject all of them. So you can choose option A or B, and I think, if I remember, you can. There's another button here where you can choose to refuse them. But you also refuse any resources that come along with them as well. So, who do I want here? I will take the mix-up, you know, the lizard, sure, some stone, some grain. That's fine, I'll accept this one. I like people. Of course, with people comes more house building, though, so let's build another shelter, because I have 2 homeless people. Gonna stick them close to the hearth. There you go. And we're just waiting on planks, bricks, and fabric. I'll select the, let's rotate this around a bit. I'll select the crude workstation, and it's pretty cool because when your people are working, you'll see a little green kind of circular bar travel around their profile. That's the work detail. Once that fills up, it's 100%, and pudding, they'll produce an item. So, pretty neat. Also, with some of these work buildings, you can prioritize the things that they're working on. You can set a priority level. I don't know if you can do it here in the tutorial. Let's just look around quick. It doesn't seem that you can do it in the tutorial, set the work priority. Or maybe there are only certain buildings that can do that. But yeah, certainly in the full game you can do this. And it can be helpful strategy-wise. Oh, we got a storm again. And I'm liking this because the hostility level has not yet increased. It is still 0. This bar, the hostility bar, is slowly growing though. It's at about 50%, 52 out of 100. If that gets to 100, then yes, the point will go up by 1. And we've been going on for 2 years now, so the best thing to do is to get in and out of the forest as fast as possible. Complete your missions. Get it all done. You don't want to drag things on. You don't want to be here for too long. That's not a good thing. So we're at 20 hostility points, you know, per year, due to being here for 2 years. Got villagers, a lot of villagers, 26. That's 52% of our negative hostility increase due to having so many villagers. And we still have our hearth, which is actually giving us 20 points back. Okay, we almost have enough planks now, and our objective is about to clear. I want to take a look down here with this, the herbalist camp. Pretty cool. Produced goods, a delivery is in progress, 2 out of 10. You can get a lot of information on, what's going on with the logistics, with a lot of these workhouses. I love it. If you click on each node, resource node, you can see how many charges are left or how many resources are left, how many units are left. Oh, here's the priority setting. This is for gathering, so I can prioritize this area, this node for gathering, if I'd like. I think priority is here in the tutorial. It's just certain buildings can do it, and other buildings cannot do priority. Okay, so the objective is complete. Oh, and this is great. We are going to get our parts. We are going to get our 50% increase for workstation upgrade. Let's get it delivered, and you'll see our points go up again. We're getting very close to winning this tutorial. Boom, there it is. Look at that. We just need one more. One more successful order, and we will win the game. Let's click on this. Reputation points. Oh, now it is giving us... It's giving us a taste of what it is like to have 3 options to choose from. And this is how it always is normally in the full game. It's always 3 options. So on its way out, it's showing us, yep, you can actually get 3. We have a choice. We have a choice, folks. Specialized houses. Lizard house, beaver house, or the human house. If we build these, that race type will automatically go to those houses first until they're filled up. They will leave their normal shelters and go to their preferred house, and they will get a resolve/morale boost because of that. Who has the lowest morale or resolve in the races? We've got humans about 40%, we've got beavers about 30%, maybe 35%. We've got lizards, and they're about 15%. So let's give it to the lizards for now. Should we give it to the lizards? Maybe not. We only have 4 lizards in our population, but we have a lot of beavers and humans. It might be more wise to give it to the beavers because there's more of them, and they're at 30% resolve, it seems. I changed my mind. Let's give it to the beavers. Click on the new housing, beavers. Building specifically made for beavers. Has to be built near a hearth. Can house only 2 residents. So the shelters can house 3 residents, but the specialized houses can only house 2. And they're more expensive to build. Not just logs, you need the refined. You need planks. We don't have enough planks, actually. Our crude workstation is slowly working them out, but we've got 4 out of 8. They will be built, though, once the resources come in, so we will plant them. Now, where to plant them is the question. Let's put one right there, I suppose. Let's do that. How many beavers do we have? 2 each. Wow. We, well, if we really want to give them their specialized house, we're going to be building a lot of beaver homes. We have 12 beavers, so we need 6 beaver homes. Good grief. Let's do it. Let's build them on the opposite side here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Residents. Why didn't it let me? 1 second. Oh, I just misclicked. We need 1 more. I want to give a little road space later, so I'll just put it right here. It's a lot of houses. So you can quickly... Oh, wait. Is it within the fire hearth? Yes, it is. Gotta make sure of that. Yeah, anyway, you can see how claustrophobic a settlement can get. You know, it can get awfully squished. And buildings really take up space, especially houses. So the more villages you have, the more space that you need to utilize and take up with houses. Housing. I mean, that'd be the fair thing to do, unless you want a bunch of homeless people running around. It's not the end of the world to be homeless. You know, it's okay to be homeless. They will sit by the fire still and sleep there and get warm. The resolve will go down a little bit if they're homeless, but if a storm hits while they're homeless, the resolve drops a little bit more because they're actually out in the storm rain, and that's the worst. Drizzle rain doesn't matter to them. Also, if the hostility level is up, if the more points hostility has, 1, 2, 3, 4, it could get bad if you're homeless, because sometimes in the game there are certain handicaps that will take over depending on the point score of the hostility of the forest that will definitely have an impact on people who are homeless, like bad. But for our tutorial, we don't have any of that going on, so. Okay, so this order here, this is our final order. I forgot to run through it. Ancient tablets. We have to discover a dangerous glade. We also have to change scrolls to ancient fabric in ancient shrine. Huh? Change scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine. What is an ancient shrine? Where is an ancient shrine? We're going to have to figure that one out. Deliver 1 ancient tablet. Okay, we're going to have to explore that and figure that out. But that is our final objective. We get 30 amber, which is going to go back to the Citadel, and I think that will be transcribed into food, which helps us gain tech points once we get back to the Citadel map. You guys have not seen the Citadel in the map yet, but we will get there by the end of this tutorial, or at the very beginning of my new video when I'm starting a full game, which is after the tutorial. But one way or another, you will see that Citadel map. Okay, so the Dangerous Glade is over here. Dangerous Glades have the skull on it. They are dangerous for a reason. They come with goods and bads. You know, pros and cons. You'll get usually have resources, which is great, and you'll get a couple installations that you can look at to investigate, which could be in your favor. Sometimes not. But then there's always one thing, something, a construct of some sort that is bad. And you have to basically, how to say this, you have to take the curse off of it. And it will be a curse that will bother you for the remainder of your game unless you deal with it. Stonecutter Camp has no deposits nearby. Okay, we're going to move that, because we do have more of this resource. Let's spin you around and plant you right there. And, I mean, roads are free, so let's get some more roads down here. Let's get the roads right over there, because I know they're working on trying to cut into this glaive, so this will help them get there quicker. And we'll get some roads down here to the clay node. These houses are still not built yet because we don't have enough planks. They're slowly being worked on. I could build more. How many free people do I have? Oh, you know, I think I made a boo-boo. I had told you guys earlier on that this hammer here means how many workers are employed. That's incorrect. They're unemployed workers. It's how many people I have available. It says builders free workers. So I have 3 free workers. So technically I could build another crude warehouse, you know, to kind of get things moving on a little bit better. So let's do that. Industry, crude workstation. Let's build another one right beside this one. And staff that one. To get those planks going. I want those houses up. Those lizard houses. Oh, we got more newcomers. Okay. I realized that. We got more newcomers. Beavers. Got stone. Eggs. We have enough clay. We're getting clay coming in, so let's take the beavers. It's a man less, right? You got 2 lizards here and a beaver. Here's just 2 beavers, but a little bit better resources. Let's take that. I don't want too many people right now. I feel I don't need that many people yet right now. So, the more people, the more you have to manage. Let's get through that glaive. I'm going to click on the axe to put a focus. I'm going to highlight this. That tells them to... Whoa, that worked out real quick. Literally right when I was doing it. It cut through. Ancient Shrine. I'm hovering over here. Let's pause the game. Now, unfortunately, with this Dangerous Glade, it offers us nothing really substantial. We don't have any resources here, which is actually pretty rare. Usually you have something. Here's nothing. All we have is a, well, an accursed shrine. Maybe they're doing that on purpose for the tutorial, because they only want us focusing on the bad apple here. But generally in the full game, you have more things in a Dangerous Glade that are offered. So let's click on this. We have discovered the Dangerous Glade. Ancient Shrine Dangerous Glade Event. An ominous shrine from a long-forgotten era. It's dangerous, but it might hold some ancient knowledge useful to the crown. Okay. With Dangerous Glades, the Glade event, changes. It's not always the same. There's actually a multitude of different types of events, which is very cool and very creative. You know, the game designers put a lot of thought into it. They're very creative, each in their own, and fun, I would say. Scary, but fun. This one in particular, it has a threat. Every 33 seconds that go by, let's hover over this green guy skull, Curse of the Forefathers. Disturbing the ruins of the great civilization can have grave consequences. Kills 3 random villagers every 33 seconds. Okay, so this is actually one of the worst Glade events in my opinion. I hate this one, and we have that one for the tutorial. They probably do that on purpose. I feel like this is like the worst one. I really don't like this one. Every 33 seconds of game time that goes by, 3 villagers randomly die. That is just terrifically horrible. To stop this curse, the requirements, the offerings to the shrine are, well, we have an option. We can give 4 planks. We need planks for the house building, though, because we're doing lizards. Or wood. We have a lot of wood. Lots of wood. So let's do that. We're going to change that to wood, but it's 20 pieces of wood. 20 units of wood. We can do it. We'll drop off 20 pieces of wood. We also have to give 20 scrolls. We don't have any scrolls, which is not good. We have 0 out of 20 scrolls, as you can see. Or we can give cloth. We do have cloth. We have a decent amount of cloth. We only need to offer 4 cloth. We have 12. So let's click on that. We're actually very fortunate to have all the resources necessary to try to stop this curse. Now the only question is, can we stop it in time? Can we stop it in 33 seconds before our villagers die? Probably not. I hope so. I feel bad for the villagers. We're going to definitely stock up this work site with all the people we can. Boom. 1 human, 1 lizard, 1 beaver. Oh gosh. Now if they can just get the supplies here really quick, once all the offerings are made, the curse will be lifted. And that's what we want. We do get a reward for lifting the curse, and that's a chest of ancient amulet, or ancient tablet. That's what we need to as one of our objectives, our final objectives. Oh gosh. Okay. Let's cross our fingers, guys. Let's investigate. And I'm going to keep this on normal speed for sure, due to anticipation reasons. Okay, we have a beaver, we have a lizard, and we have a human hauling wood. That's 15 pieces of wood for 1 trip. There they go. Woo, come on, guys. They're not going to make it. 20 seconds, no. And you still have to get 5 more wood for another travel and cloth. They're not going to make it, unfortunately. No. 3 are going to die. No. Woodcutter camp is... We're not going to deal with that right now. No. Look at... These are the wraiths. Oh, they're coming. Who are they going to take? Who are they going to take? Oh, no. 1. Oh, 2. Oh, he was picking mushrooms. Poor guy. We just lost 3 members. A human, and a lizard have died. Our herbalist, an harvester, and a craftsman all died. The clock is reset. It's not 30 seconds, though. The curse has given us some leniency. 5 minutes. Woo! Well, that's better. Oh, yeah, I think this one was randomized. It's a randomized counter. It changes every time. 5 minutes is good. I wish that was our first one. 33 seconds? Jeez, what can we do in 33 seconds? So, Okay, so all the resources are in. Oh, and there's also a work time. So even though we put the offering there, there's a time out that needs to go past before the curse is actually lifted. 20 more seconds. Oh gosh. But that's okay because 20 more seconds, 18, 17, 16, 15 is certainly better. We still have 5 or 4 plus minutes on the clock, so that's fine. We'll make it. No more have to die. Let's just see this through. Ooh, I want that reward. Chest of Ancient Tablet. Boom. There we are. An ominous shrine from a long forgotten era. And she has the reward. She's taking it back to the storage. She's taking it right there. That's that. We lifted the curse. That's how it's done, folks. Unfortunately, we lost 3 men. Three peoples. And we have a woodcutter camp that needs to be moved because it's no resources nearby. Let's just put that one here for now. Oh, the objective is complete. So it looks like we're going to complete this tutorial before all my lizard houses are built, but that's okay. You guys know how that kind of works. See, lizard house. Oh, sorry. What did I say? I was saying lizard house. I meant to say beaver house. These are beaver houses, not lizard houses. I forgot I want the beavers. Yeah, pretty cool. Residents, two beavers in there. One of them is currently at the woodcutter's camp. So this is pretty cool. It shows you like what they're doing. Are they in the house or are they out? This guy's in the house. His name is Leif Riverlog. And this other guy, Skipper Treefell, is currently working in a woodcutter's camp. He's not quite home. Pretty cool. But more of them need to be built. We do... Oh, you know what? And I wasn't paying attention. Because the evil glade took over my thinking. But we forgot to put guys in here. In the crude workshop to get more of those wooden planks going. But the game is asking me to complete now. So we won't see these houses build through. You guys understand. There's another glaive that opened up over here. Let's just check it out. We're not going to do it. We're just going to look at it for the sake of curiosity. Small encampment. Yeah. 1-2 options, what the rewards are. Pretty cool. We're not going to do it because we're about to win the game. The Queen's Impatience went up by a little over 2 notches. Not too bad. And we're about to get our last reputation notch here to win the game. Let's do that now. Ancient tablets. I was curious about this one. Change scrolls to fabric in the ancient shrine. 1 out of 1. I'm going to exit this. I'm just curious about that. What is that exactly? In the ancient shrine. Because we don't have a shrine anywhere, do we? I'm a little unsure how that was acquired. Hey, it's gone! Where'd the cursed building go? It's not even here. Oh, we got a storm. Let's pause the game. Yeah, I'm a little unsure about that fabric thing. Change the resource from... Oh, I get it. We did that without actually realizing it, or at least I did it without realizing it. When we were at the Cursed Temple, it gives us the option to offer scrolls or fabric. And I actually coincidentally changed it to clothes because that's all I had. So, and that's what we were supposed to do. Luckily, if I didn't do that, this mission would have actually failed. So, oh boy, I'm actually kind of lucky for that. I had it sort of inadvertently put to clothing, so it did work out. We have to be mindful of that. I didn't know that, actually. Huh. Okay, this is great. So our rewards are 30 amber, and we're going to deliver this now. We've completed the map. Boom. That's our experience points. So settlement complete. This village has been secured, but there is more test of your skills. We've got 14 experience points out of 20. Yeah, of course, when you get to 20, you go from level 1, you know, you level up. And the cap gets higher and higher the more you level up. The rewards, this is food. and that's the basic currency of the realm. When we go back to the Citadel, we can cash that out to gain tech points. I don't know why it's food for tech points. It seems a little bit silly to me why it's food, but maybe because times are hard and everybody, you know, really needs food to survive. I mean, that's why, I guess that's why the Queen is setting out all these peoples, these colonists, to bring resources, or at least some resources and food back to the Citadel, so that everybody can live decently. The Citadel is where everybody lives, you know, and they're sending out these skirmish kind of groups to basically find things and stuff and whatnot to bring back to the Citadel for everybody's livelihood. Now, this is pretty cool. So because we completed this tutorial, and generally whenever you level up in experience, you'll get unlockings, more content, which helps you, it basically helps you get ahead in the full game. The more tech you have, the more buildings, a variety of buildings unlocked, the more you can do, the more objectives you can select and make, and yeah, it's great. It gives you a lot more flexibility in levels, and even in harder levels. So we've got the Woodcutter's Camp unlocked. Basically all the buildings we've used for this tutorial are all unlocked, and we will take these buildings into the full game with us. These will be our starting buildings in the full game. We have immediate access to all these buildings. We don't have to learn them or relearn them again, or you know, that's already done and over with. We will get those automatically, and then we'll have new buildings to try to figure out and learn, and you know, yeah, great. Okay, let's press the continue button. Oh, wait a second. Press any key to start. Oh no, the tutorial isn't over yet. There's more tutorial. Haha. I thought it was over. There is more. Villagers with low resolve will start leaving, increasing the Queen's impatience. Oh, it's... yeah, okay, there is more. Keeping resolve exceptionally high will grant passive reputation over time. Satisfying your villagers' needs with complex food, homes, and services will increase their resolve. Each species has a different mix of needs. It's hard to please everyone all the time. Farmers can plant only on farm fields, and those can only be built on fertile soil. Crops are planted in the first season, drizzle and harvest during the second clearance. Build a farm, harvest grain, and serve some ale in the tavern. Okay, that's cool. I'm going to pause this game here. And yeah, okay, this tutorial actually goes on. I thought it was going to take us back to the Citadel, actually, but it didn't. It's round 2 of the tutorial. Now I forget how many rounds there are. I think this is the last of the tutorials. It's like a second phase of the tutorial, and then it would get us there. So I guess I will continue on this video. I'll probably just do it all in one video. This will be stretched out, and it'll keep going. Okie dokie. Choose a blueprint. Farming. The objective here, we've got build a small farm, and then after we do that, 6 farm fields. Okay, rewards are 2 humans and 25 barrels. Interesting. Let's press the reputation points here and choose new building. We'll click on that, small farm. That's our choice. If you want to call it a choice. Small farm. And we've got some farm fields over here. Let's go with this one. I think I should reorient that. Let's turn it that way. They can walk into the farm, or they can walk into the farm crops. Now I could make 2 of them. What's my workforce here? I've got 9 population. I don't know. I might consider building a second farm. But what I do need, actually, is to build more woodcutter camps. I'm going to put it right here. Let's have it face this way. Let's staff this joint. Okay, proficiency, specialization, the human. Fill that up with humans. And, oh yes, one thing with the farm is that it doesn't stop just there. Not just with staffing. You actually have to tell the building what zones you want for field cropping. So down here in the field section, you'll see an icon, farm fields. We actually want to click that, and we're going to sow the fields for plowing. It's offering 14 square units, so we want to click and drag and get those field crops built. Yes, now they start planting it, so we can't forget about that. When I was new in playing this game, I didn't know how to get this going at first. Actually, I thought, you know, just staffing a farm and we're supposed to automate, but no, you actually have to build first so they can start doing it. You don't have to do this every single season. You just have to do it the one time, and then after that it automatically grows season by season. Okay, let's staff the wood cutting camp. Fill it with our specialized beavers. Oh yeah, this is kind of cool over here. Under options, you can choose to fell all trees, or you can select some different options. You can choose to avoid cutting towards glades. This one's glades except the marked ones. The marked down here, when you can choose to pick what trees you want to cut down. The only marked trees, and only marked trees and avoid glades. So a little bit of a selection here if you want to restrict your woodcutters from cutting too far into certain areas. Okay, we've got 3 more available workers. So, oh, I'm on 1.5 speed. I didn't mean to do that. Orders are ready to complete, and choose cornerstone. We'll get to that in just a moment. But I would like to see what else I can build here. Stonecutters camp, harvesters for food. Well, we have kind of enough food for now, so that's okay. Let's get to stone cutting. Let's get some clay working out here. I'll place it right here. That costed me a gear part for sure. And lay down some padding. Oh, I actually built the, it's kind of cutting into my road here, the farmer's field. That's okay. I guess they're going to have to walk around. Not quite ideal, but what can we do? Actually, you know what? I want to leave a little bit of open space here around the hearth, because I usually choose to build my decorations very close to the hearth. You don't have to. It's just sort of a style thing. So actually, you know what? It'll make some sense. I'll just go all the way around here. And then I can actually cut through here a bit. Not too bad. We started with a bit of an error, but we corrected it a little bit where it looks kind of half decent. Decorations. 1, 2. And I'd like to mix things up a bit with some benches. Maybe this bench we will turn it the other way. Very cool. Okay, newcomers are waiting. We have a lot going on here. Let's start with the newcomers. Dun, dun, dun. Mother. I'm thinking, you know what? We might go with more humans because there's a lot of plant and gathering happening here. We got 2 farm fields. I do like my woodcutters, my beavers too. But we'll go with the humans. 2 humans. Get a little bit of a mix-up here for resources. Next, we've got choose a cornerstone. We can receive a barrel delivery line, 5 barrels per minute, or we can get farming tools. 50% increase to the amount of goods produced in small farm. That is immediately beneficial, and we have 2 crop fields. One is being worked already. I think I'm going to go with this one, so we can utilize that pretty much right away. Now that's prompting me and motivating me to actually get a second small farm here pretty soon. I don't have enough workforce though. But once it comes in, I will build another one here. Okay, let's staff the Stonecutter's camp. Let's put the lizards in there. It's kind of funny. See this little T? It's like hot tea. Oh, it disappeared. It's like they're on coffee break or tea break when they're idle. They're not doing anything. I just think that icon is sort of funny. Okay, and I think we should have... Oh, we didn't. I was looking at our hearth level to see if we reached the upgrade requirements, but no, we don't have enough populations. Or so. It actually says we only need 8 population, but we do have 8 population. Oh, they have to be housed! I did not notice this the first time. At least 8 villages have to be housed. We can't just have the population. They have to have houses. Okay, well, we'll get that upgrade once we build some houses, which I'll do right now. Oh, wait, I can't do it. Hold on a second. Why is the housing blanked out? I'm a little confused. I can't get in there. Orders to complete. Let's get to the orders for now. Because we completed that. We'll cash out. We'll get 2 more humans. We'll get 25 barrels. There we go. And let's just select, let's get the reputation point on way. Oh! Shelter. That's bizarre. That's kind of bizarre. It's a little bit strange because on the first phase of our tutorial, shelter was immediately available, but here we have to learn it again. A little bit backwards, but it is just the tutorial, and you know what? The tutorial isn't supposed to be incredibly perfect, so... also, I know that at the end of the first tutorial, we gained experience points and had unlocked sort of an arsenal of buildings. One of them was the shelter, as well, I believe, the beaver house. Now, normally, that is remembered. It's recorded and remembered into your next games. But that actually only qualifies for the full version of the game, the full game, not the tutorial. So if we were playing the full game, all those buildings would be remembered. You don't have to relearn them again like we are here. We'll pick it. Let's make us kind of do this over again. And I believe after the tutorial, it remembers the buildings that were learned in the tutorial, and you get those right away into the full game. I think that is the way it is. I think that's correct. Okay, let's put one right here. Let's get another one here. And let's preemptively put maybe one over here. Okay, one there. Woodcutter's camp. We need one more woodcutter's camp, and we need to build 2 more shelters for the home and hearth objective here. The cash out rewards are 3 parts, 2 beavers, and 20 stone. We actually have workers still available. Holy smokes. Okay, how about we do another woodcutter's camp for now? And I'd like to put it on the other side. Just turn this thing around. Kind of see if I can stick it over here. But should I do it so close to this? I might want to work it later. Let's put it down here instead. Let's try to squeeze it in over here. Can be a bit messy for now because we can always move those woodcutter camps later. Move them out of the way. Oh, we got the storm. And once again, normally I would take my workers off the woodcutting facilities. Normally I would do that. In a full game, I would generally try to do that. But for the tutorial's sake, I'm going to skip it because the tutorial is rather easy. So I'm just going to keep them working through the storm. Okay, we don't have any beavers, so we'll just fill this one up with humans. And we have 2 more humans available. Oh, we just cut through a glade. Wonderful. That's what we're looking at. Fertile soil, small encampment. Oh, interesting. Let's check out the small encampment. It's a glade event. Okay, welcome new people. That's the rewards. We literally get more people. Or we can do this one, send to the citadel. And we get amber. Do we want more people, or do we want to send to the citadel? I will like to send to the citadel. Looks like we do have enough eggs for now, so let's just keep it on that. We'll select this one here. And we need to assign workers. I'll give the remaining humans that I have, my colony, investigate. So now everybody's busy. Everybody is working, everybody's employed. And sometimes when I'm bored and I'm just waiting for them to do things, I have the opportunity to speed up the game, you know, just to get to business. Or sometimes I just like to watch. I just like to zoom in and just watch my colony members do their thing. Okay, orders are ready to complete. Choose a cornerstone. Grain bags. Specialized grain farming techniques. Oh, well, we have farmers, so grain production increases by 1 every 25 times it's produced. Oh, okay. Efficient brewing. Okay, a 50% increase to the amount of goods produced in the brewery. I mean, we do have, in this game, we've got barrels, and the barrels are actually used to hold beer. You can make beer in this game. And the beavers love beer. Everybody will drink the beer, but I believe it's the beavers who appreciate beer more, so they get a little bit more of a morale boost because of it. But we're not quite anywhere near making beer at this point, nor the facility to make it. So we're going to go with the grain bags, because we do have farms available. Pick that. I'd like to check out the small encampment, see what kind of progress they're making. Why are they idling? Oh, they're not idling. Wait, they are idling. But they have dropped off 2 eggs. See, it says 2 out of 4. So it could be that we ran out of eggs. Yes, we have. We've actually ran out of eggs. We did have 4, but I think the lizards ate 2 of the eggs. And, darn. Okay, we're going to have to get back to that one, I think. We are actually out of eggs. There's no more eggs. We're not going to leave these people in here to do absolutely nothing. They're just they're just resting by the fire, having their coffee, goofing off. We don't need that. So for now, we'll take them out. We'll revisit this and come back later when we got more eggs. And remember, we can always switch it. I can always go over here, like cancel, go over here, and get the welcome new people instead. But then we'd lose these 2 eggs. I'm going to keep it for now because I actually want the amber later. So that's fine. That's fine. Also, this glaive unlocked yet another, more crops. Holy smokes. So that's what we'll do. We'll build another small foraging camp. Do some farming. Wait, is this the right one? The small foraging camp, right? Yes. Wow, it's 3 gears. Or 3 tool parts for this. Oh no, this isn't the right one, is it? It is not. This is actually a different facility. What do I want to do? That was kind of tucked in there. I don't think I want to squeeze it in. Yeah, let's do the farming. I meant to do the farming. Food production. Okay, small farms. That's the one I was looking for. Now we can kind of blend it into the other one a bit, but we won't be utilizing all the crop fields, so I'm just going to keep it separate. Now, where do I want to put this baby? Maybe just like that. Just plant that there and make a few pathways. We'll do it this way. We'll run up here, just like that. We have newcomers awaiting. Let's get those before we start staffing more of our buildings. What to choose? What to choose? See, I'm a little bit reluctant to get lizards on board because I don't quite have food for them, and I don't want more of my eggs being eaten. I noticed I've developed one egg somehow. There's another egg there. I don't know where that came from. Maybe it was found. I don't really want the lizards for now. 2 lizards, this one is 1, so I'm going to go with option B, just take the 1 lizard. And we do get more eggs, and I want more eggs, so I'm going to try to resume that encampment event again. We've got clay, we've got roots. Let's select this one. And I'm actually going to pause my game briefly here, only because I don't want to leave it rolling, because I'm actually very worried these lizards will eat the eggs before I have time to come over here and reassign to this building. Let's put 1 lizard in there, and let's put 1 human in there. Okay, we'll roll the clock still, and hopefully they'll get there in time to drop off 2 more eggs so we can complete that and repair that glaive over there. Or that glade structure. Put the humans in here. The next small farm. There we go. And I like that bonus down here. The perk. 50% increase to the amount of goods produced in this small farm. Pretty cool. But let's not forget, we actually have to build the farm field still. So let's do that. Bump, 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 bump. We can actually get this one over here too if we really want to, but I usually like to keep them kind of separate. Ah, what the heck. I'll just do it. It's kind of weird because it's like off at a distance, but... Orders are ready to complete. Okay, so we made the 2 woodcutter camps, and we've made at least 2 shelters. So this is great. We get 3 more parts, 2 beavers, and 20 stone. Delivered, and as you can see, the our reputation points are increasing, and well, the red bar is decreasing, and we like that. We don't want that queen getting angry at us. Okay, let's click on this. Choose new building. Spend a reputation point. Small trapper's camp. Ah, a small crude version of a specialized camp. It's slower and can only gather from small nodes. It can collect meat, insects, and eggs. Okay. It's insects, but I like to call them grubs because the picture actually looks like a grub or a larvae or something. So a single star. We'll click on that. It's basically a meat collector. It collects meat. What meat do we have around here? I think these snail shells are meat. Yeah. These snaily things give meat. And the lizards eat meat, so we actually really want to construct this facility. Trappers. We want that meat collected because the lizards love it. They prefer meat. Let's see, what can we do? Maybe we can kind of rearrange it and turn around this way. Yeah, let's plant it there. That's fine. And we'll kind of we'll get some pathways going again. Here. There. Good enough. Stonecutter Camp has no deposits nearby. Okay. Do we have any more stone? Yes, we do. Way over here. Let's try moving the whole facility with the move button. We can actually keep the work staff in there while we're moving it. And it's a bit tight over here, but I think we can do it. We will place it right here. Cool. The objective. Okay, we've built the small trapper's camp already, and it wants us to collect 5 meats. And the rewards are, well, building material. 10 fabrics, 10 bricks, and 10 planks. Well, the trapping facility, now that just collects meat. We're gonna put our beavers in here quickly. Let's do that. But we need to get other materials too. So, oh no, we don't. That was the rewards. The planks and the bricks and the clothes are rewards. We don't have to worry about that yet. But we're probably going to have to build a crude workstation so we can further build a little bit more advanced buildings. Do we have that at least? Since this tutorial might not have, it probably wouldn't have remembered. We probably won't have access to that. Oh, we do. They actually gave us the crude workstation. We get to keep that. Let's actually get that going. Let's get that going. The question is where to place it. Here? I don't know. I want to put a woodcutter camp here at some point to move it. We're really it's hard for space here. Let's kind of let's stick it to this house over here. I'll make it a path. We always want that 5% speed buff if we can. It's 5% per tile that they step on. So, you know, if they really travel these paths, 5%, 5%, 5%, 5%, it picks up. It really keeps them on the acceleration. Well, I don't know if it's an acceleration perhaps, but it keeps them on a maintained speed. Okay, the crude workshop does not have any specialties, so that's fine. We can just kind of slap whoever we want in there. Put those two in there. And where's that trapper's hut? Oh yes, the trapper's hut. Specialization, yes. We actually want to put lizards in here because they like working with meat. So we'll wait till this beaver gathers that. Yep, he's going off to the storage now, and we'll trade him for a lizard because the lizards actually like to work with meat. They drool over the stuff. The proficiency level 10%, chance of double the yield. Okay, we've completed this objective. Great, we get those rewards, building materials, which is wonderful. The next objective is called Smokehouse. We got to build a smokehouse. Smokehouses can produce jerky. It's 3-star rating. That's pretty cool. Pottery, incense, and it can use drizzle water. We're not going to get into, piping in waters just yet. Enable meat in the jerky recipe. Okay, we enable that once we build this building, the smokehouse building. And we've got to actually produce jerky. 20 jerky is what they're asking for in the smokehouse. The rewards, a builder's pack perk. Any builder can carry 5 additional items. Woo, that's pretty cool. 20 barrels. And a perk for nets. Capturing meat. +1 to meat production. Gain additional meat every yield from gathering, farming, and producing. Cool. Choose a blueprint. It's a reputation point spent. Boom. And the smokehouse. The tutorial wants us to pick that one. Well, so far we're ahead of the game. We've got 3 reputation slots filled, which is great, and the Queen's Impatient is only filling up 1 block. Not bad. Not bad. Oh. I like how the farms grow various foods. It's allowing vegetables and grain to grow here. Now we can select one of those off. If we don't want grain to be grown, just select it off. Take off the check mark. Grain grows easier than vegetables. As you can see, there's 2 stars here. So the grain is produced faster than the vegetables. Probably on all farms, I would think. Yeah. How's the meat collection going? Yep, it's going. 2 out of 10. Okay, I just saw that at 10. Someone brought it to the warehouse. Our stone cutters, yep, they're doing their thing. Oh, sometimes when they're cutting stone, it looks like Sometimes they're getting other things too. That's the thing when you're harvesting certain resources or gathering resources, mining resources. Sometimes there will be like a sub-resource that you get out of that too. Things that are kind of caught in between the resource. So there's sometimes roots within the clay, and they'll collect it. I thought I saw some amber there that this lizard had. So yeah, it's pretty cool. You will sometimes there's this off chance that you'll get some other resources that are stuck in between certain other resources. For instance, the wood. When you cut wood down, there's a chance you'll get sap, I believe. Is it called sap in this game? Let me see here. Or resin. It's called resin. Sorry. More newcomers are waiting. Well, what do we got here? Copper bars, huh? Don't think I need to use those right now. Get more vegetables. Get some more eggs. More food for the lizards, really. Grain. We might go for copper bars, just because I don't have any. So, who knows? Maybe I'll need them. And these items I can kind of already get for now. So let's do that. Let's accept option B. Now I do have more beavers. And I want to kick these humans out. I don't want them in there, so let's kick them out. Actually, you know what? Let's leave them out for now, because the storm just hit. So having them unemployed will actually help to decrease the volatileness and hostility of the storm. We just got to remember to put beavers in here after the storm. Okay, so let's get to the smokehouse. Oh gosh, this is a big building, and as you can see, we are definitely tight for space. Where am I going to put this guy? Perhaps just right here. I mean, it seems to be the only real available spot. Let's turn it this way. Plant that cookhouse. Oh, another glaive opened up here. What do we got? Mushrooms, more meat, and we got a crate. A small abandoned cache. An abandoned cache of goods. This could be a lost shipment or something much more valuable. Ooh. Okay, we have a choice here. Break it open or send it to the Citadel. If we break it open, we can use stone. We can use... actually, that is a bone marrow or fish marrow. And the other option there is actually a weapon. It's a wooden sort of fencing stick weapon. We have stone. Let's just keep it on stone for now. That's fine. We could do that. We'll get mushrooms and we'll get a bundle of herbs. We could do that. Or we could send to the Citadel. This will cost us tools. 3 tools. The reward is 10 amber, but we get 0.5, which is half a reputation point. That's pretty alluring right there. But do we have tools? We do. We have 30 tools. We have a lot. Let's do it this one. I like this one. We'll select that one. Assign workers. Let's just... Let's put a lizard there. Let's put a human there. Investigate. So that's on their way. The storm is over. Let's fill this wood camp up with as many beavers as we can first. We are out of beavers, so put 1 human here. And the smokehouse, we gotta staff that as well. Specialization bonus. The lizards seem to like to work here. We don't have any available lizards. We don't have a lot of lizards in our community, but what we can do is shuffle things around. I know I just put a lizard here. We'll take him off from the abandoned cache and we'll put a human there instead. That at least reallocates 1 lizard we can make available here, because this lizard has a double specialty match, which is really good. Now over here we've got the recipes, things that the smokehouse can make: jerky, pottery, incense. Ultimately, to get to jerky, pottery, or incense, these are the ingredients needed to produce those. And with some of these, you can actually change them up. You can use slightly different ingredients to make the same thing. Here, for jerky, it's allowing us to use either insects or red meat. As a secondary resource, we can use wood Actually, we can use any of the burnable fuels. So we have an abundance of wood, which we'll leave it on wood for now. And the insects... There's a tendency for insects to be collected from wood chopping from trees. It's, you know, a little bit rare, but it happens. So leave it at that. That's fine. We can set a limit on how many we want made, how many jerky bits. I'm going to leave it limitless for now. That's fine. And do we need pottery right now? Probably not. So I'm going to select that off. Do we need incense right now? Probably not. So I'm going to select that and turn it off. Because I don't want to waste resources on something I don't really need right now. We have one worker here. Can I put any more in? We have one more human available. Do I want to put the human in the smokehouse or elsewhere? Oh, these woodcutters are out of trees to cut, so we'll move them somewhere else. I'd actually really like to move it right up here. I've been waiting for this. There we go. Let's add a quick road. Quick path up there. Very, very good. Very good. Yes, I saw that. I've been waiting, delaying that cornerstone choice. Okay, guys. Oh. Cannibalism. Gain 30 meat every time a villager dies or leaves. You know what that means when they leave? They don't really leave. They get attacked and eaten. The next option is nets. Oh, we saw this earlier, but it was a +1 bonus. This nets version is a +2. A +2 version. Great. Meat production, gain an additional meat for every yield. Yeah, that is actually pretty good because we do have those snails, and you know, they're being worked in the trapping huts. So this is what actually might pick that up. For everything gathered, we might get +2 points there. Let's pick that. Cannibalism is a little bit, well, it's rather distasteful, so I won't choose that one right now. Not for this game, not for this map. Okay, we're waiting on... Oh, enable meat in the jerky recipe. Oh, we have to pay attention. I almost forgot about that. Oh, so we can't... The tutorial does not want us to use insects. It actually wants us to become familiar with changing things around. So we'll select meat instead. We could also keep... Oh, yeah, we can keep both of them. We can keep both of the recipes going at once, so they'll take either this or that. That's fine. I can do that. I forgot about that. It doesn't have to be one recipe or the other. You can actually allow more than one recipe. So long the resource is available, they will use it. Oh yeah, this panel over here just shows what is currently in the warehouse of this facility. What's being held or worked on. This little side tab here. Let's go back to that. Great. So now enable meat in the jerky recipe has been executed. Great. Now we're just waiting on 20 jerkies to be produced in the smokehouse. That'll take a little bit of time. Alright, we got newcomers. Now, I'm okay with getting some more lizards in because we do have meat rolling in. More copper bars. Or we could do leather. I'll just choose this one, more copper bars. I like the human is fine. Let's do it. We have 7 people unemployed. Good grief. Let's get another small farm going. We really have to catch up with the amount of people that we're getting into our colony. Got to keep everybody employed, right? Let's do it up there. Stretch another path this way, that way, and let's cut through here a bit. What about our housing? We have a lot of homeless people. We have 25 colonists right now, and 13 are without homes. But you know what? It's rough right now. Look it, we got no space. Like, we don't have very much space, so Let's see what we can squeeze in. I don't think we can give everybody homes right now. But let's see what we can do. Maybe something here. Can we fit a house in here somewhere? Okay, let's just do that. And we can do one more here. I read that the Stonecutters Camp has no deposits, so we'll have to move that. Can we fit one more house somewhere here? I don't know. I mean, we could fit one over here. I feel like it's getting a bit messy, though. It's right at the outskirts of the warmth of the hearth. We can do it, though. Let's stick it right here. Build those houses, build those houses. Okay, let's staff the small farm with humans. And Stonecutters Camp, I don't think we have any more stone anywhere, right? Let's take a quick look around. No, we don't. So in this case, what we're going to do is actually just deactivate the building and leave it where it is for now. Here's the deactivate button. Once you press that, it kicks out the workers. We have 2 free lizards. Now, I remember we wanted more lizards here at the smokehouse. So let's really get the smokehouse working. Packed full of lizards. Now we should see a much quicker turnout of the jerky. So far we've got 10 out of 20 jerkies produced towards our goal. And that'll pick up a lot faster. It'll pick up 3-fold. Look at these guys. Woo! Working away. Now, what did I see up here? I saw another crate. Let's check out this crate. What are the offerings? Planks and mushrooms, or Queen's Grace and Amber. I always kind of like those. I don't always choose them, but I like them. So let's pick that one. It requires 3 tools. It's mandatory. And who can we put on here? Let's just put the lizards on here. Investigate. Get that going. We have 1 person who's homeless, and we got 3 people who could still use jobs. Wow. Oh. What's this over here? Flax field. It requires the Harvester's Camp. And I think we do have a Harvester's Camp, right? Yes, we do. Right here. Can we squeeze our Harvester Camp buildings into all this? Oh, let's try. Let's try. Kind of. Yeah, if I stick it right behind these houses here, they're gonna have to walk through the flax fields. Let's do that. I like how our reputation points down here. We got a 0.5. And that's because we actually have some automatic growth. As you can see with the info panel there, it says high resolve. We're getting 0.1 per minute. And do you know why? Because the lizards over here are ecstatic. They're very happy. They all have a threshold. All the races have a threshold. If you hit their threshold of perfect, happiness, you will get a bonus perk from them. And yeah, you will get automatic reputation coming your way per minute. So the beavers are not hard to please. Their threshold is actually about 70%. So, or sorry, I meant to say, my apologies. The beavers are hard to please. You got to get up to 70% for them to kind of hit that euphoric level. The humans are even more picky, just slightly, I think. Maybe, what's that, 75%? And the lizards are not very picky. They are about I think that might be about 20% there. Once they hit 20% resolve, they will be ecstatic. So they were easy. And sometimes you can win a game by getting your reputation up, not necessarily from completing objectives, but simply by waiting out so long your people are very happy. And you will see growth here. it'll slowly keep growing, growing, growing until it gets to 100%. But it will take a while. If you can get all of your races statically happy, then that would be great, because then you get 0.3 increase per minute. Nope, it's bad weather again. I want to staff this place here. Let's just put some humans in here. So they're gonna work this flax field. Okay, let's cash this reputation point, and oh, here's the brewery. We are allowed to build a brewery now. Not like we need it yet, or maybe we don't need it at all for this mission map, but we're gonna choose it because the tutorial wants us to choose it. And well, the tutorial probably has designs for us where we are going to be using this brewery at some point. Orders. Oh, we have newcomers first. Okay, blah blah blah. Who we're gonna choose? Plant fibers. We're getting a lot of this already, so I think I'm rather ambiguous on which one I want to choose. It doesn't really matter to me. Let's just accept this one. Okay, the smokehouse and meats objective is complete. We get the rewards, the builder's pack, the barrels, and the nets. Let's deliver that. Woo! Our reputation points are going, going, going. I love it. Brewing ale. That's the next objective. So we got to build the brewery. There we go. There's where that brewery comes in. We need to enable barrels in the ale recipe of the brewery building. And then we need to produce 20 ale in the brewery. The rewards are pack the mushroom, 30 of them. Barrels, we get 30, and planks, 10. And we already got a reputation, so let's do it again. Look at this, we're speeding along here. We are allowed to build the tavern, a place where villagers can fulfill their need for leisure, luxury, passive effects, gleeman's tales. They actually tell stories in the tavern. It's pretty cool. I think you have to assign workers to it, but they tell stories, and it basically helps to pick up the resolve and morale of the patrons that are visiting. Pretty neat. I like that effect. Okay, to build the tavern, we need a lot of planks, actually. I don't even have enough. Almost. 17 out of 20 planks, huh? We need bricks. We need cloth for the tavern, because, you know, they like to hang tapestries and things like that. I'm going to pick that. Okie dokie. First things first. Brewery. Oh, I forgot to, I gotta sow the fields over there. How did I forget that? Unbelievable. I gotta get to that. I'm running out of space, though. Where am I gonna put this brewery? I'm gonna tuck it in right here. Face it this way. Build a quick road down there. A farmer's field. I should have done this earlier. Oh, wait a second. It is planted. That one's planted. This one is not planted. I selected the wrong building. There we go. Boom. 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 Duh! That was a waste of time. They've just been sitting there idle. Not even planting any fields at all. My mistake. Okay, the brewery is established. And the specialization bonus, I believe it's the beavers. No, I was wrong. It's actually the humans. It's the humans who love beer, not the beavers. I thought it was the beavers. Let's fill it up with humans then. So they're really going to get that going. Okay, the ale requires grain and pottery. Now, what did the objective want? Enable barrels in the ale recipe. Okay, so the first one is what ingredients. I'm actually okay with also selecting the roots, so let's do that. But then here, they're going to pour the ale into pottery, but the tutorial wants us to choose the barrels. So we're going to choose barrels. We have a lot of barrels, so that makes sense. We don't have very many potteries, so I'm going to take that off. No more potteries. Pottery is not allowed, just barrels. Also, in this brewery, they make pickled goods. We can actually use a lot of different vegetables, even eggs, towards this recipe. We can choose to put them in pots or barrels as well. We do have a lot of barrels, so let's also click barrels. Let's take off the pots. And this will produce pickled goods. And the beavers, they love pickled goods. They love it. Pack of crops is the third option. Pack of crops. Crops packed for delivery, used for fulfilling orders and trading. That's pretty cool. We're not doing trading right now in this part of the tutorial or the game, so we don't need that. So I'm going to select pack of crops off, and that kind of frees up the workers to concentrate more on these two items. Oh, already, huh? Choose a cornerstone. Salted jerky. +5 to jerky production. Gain additional jerky every yield. Ooh, nice. The next one is ancient artifact. 3 ancient artifacts. A strange device left behind by the great civilization. When soaked in rainwater, it radiates warm light and brings encouragement to those around it. +3 to global resolve. Oh. Now, is that done automatically when I pick it? Do I just get +3 global resolve? That's +3 to all the races here in the morale. Or do I actually have to literally soak 3 of these stones in rainwater? When soaked in rainwater. I don't know if that's just speaking, like, if it's not literal. I don't know. It radiates warm light. Oh, it might mean that. When soaked in rainwater. So, I think only when it rains outside, then the global resolve takes effect. So you'll get, or we will get, +3 for each of the races when it rains. This is a tough one. That's actually a really good one too. Ancient artifacts. Because getting that resolve up, it's always a good thing, right? And if we can get them as static, then we get automatic reputation coming in per minute. But salted jerky, I mean, oh my. We can definitely keep the lizards loving us because they enjoy the meat. Production of jerky goes up. What would be interesting if we can get actually the resolve of the other races up to a static, right? That would be kind of cool. I've actually never seen this one before, ancient artifacts, so I'd be curious about it. So let's pick that one for now. Yep, it is raining, and look at that. We've got the resolve going up. I'm going to click, if you click on these little arrows next to the races, it'll show you exactly what is affecting them, what's affecting their resolve, the pros and the cons. Good basic housing. And over here we got a sacred pyre, giving them morale boost. The encampment of the hearth. And also right there, ancient artifacts, as you can see. It has a seasonal effect. Average bonus +3 points. Maximum bonus +3 points. Very cool. And what's making the lizards so happy? Let's take a quick look here. Housing, of course. Average bonus is +2. Maximum bonus is +3. That's probably because we have some homeless people. We've got to get some more houses going. Jerky, their favorite food is being met. One of their favorite foods. And, well, here again. They also enjoy comfort a little more. They're very comfortable. Lizards appreciate it more if they're by the hearth. The other races are like, yeah, this is what we need. It's a necessity. You know, they kind of take it for granted. But the lizards, they enjoy it more. They're like, oh, warmth, fire. Wonderful. Makes them very happy. Because, you know, they're cold-blooded creatures. They're enjoying the sacred pyre, the encampment, level 1, and the ancient artifact is in effect. Nice. Oh, the trapper is out of business. We have some meat up here, so let's move the trapper's encampment and replace it into this geographical location. Let's put it right there. Also, I noticed there's a beaver in here. Let's try to take out this beaver and see if we've got a... Yes, we do. We've got a lizard. Because lizards prefer working the meat. Let's do that. I'd really like to build some more houses. We need to get some more houses going. I'm trying to make my people happy. Happier than happy. Let's do that. If we get one more house, then that would be great. Everybody will be housed. Let's put one right there. As the woodcutters are cutting the forest away, we are gaining a little more space to actually build and construct some other buildings. So it's good. We have 6 people who are unemployed. Okay, let's take a quick look at the objectives. We've got all the objectives met so far except for ale, which is being produced at the brewery. 10 out of 20 ale. So that's coming along. Oh gosh. Whew, lots of things are happening very quickly now. We've got newcomers. Stone. Fiber. Let's just choose this one. This is fine. Option B. Read more about food. Okay, I'll let you guys take a quick gander at this. It's all about food. Okay, well, okay, glaive has been unlocked here. We cut through. Flax. Fertile soil, that's always great. And another farm field. Got a crate. We have a lot of unemployed people. I almost can't keep up. And sometimes at this point, it's best just to pause the game, you know? Holy smokes. Yes. Oil vessels, more oil, burnable fuel. Bundle of reeds, okay, this option over here. Send more to the citadel, and we get some more reputation, 0.5 worth. I always like that. Let's do this. Put the lizards on that one. Investigate. Okay, choose the blueprint. Oh, we get an option of 3 now, huh? It's giving us an yeah, it's doing this. Tutorial's doing this because it's houses. Then they don't want to discriminate, so that's why they're giving us an option. The human house, the beaver, the lizard. I will not do the lizard house only because their resolve has been ecstatic for a while now. So they're okay, they're doing good. I'll give it to one of the other 2 races. We have a lot of humans, 15 humans, we have 9 beavers. I will probably... Now if we give it to the humans, there's more humans to please, which would be great, but we're going to build more houses for them. So, if we want a faster track to pleasing a race, it would be the beaver, because there's less beavers, so we just got to build, you know, maybe a few houses or so. Let's do beaver. And I am going to pause this game just for a moment to catch up here. What's the city buildings tab? Let's see what's in the city building. Oh, right, the tavern. We want to kind of get that going. This is a place where once you produce the ale, people can go and just hang out and chill. Oh gosh, where can I put this thing? Stick it right over here. I don't want to stick the tavern too far from the brewery because logistically, you know, they're just going to come from across the way. The ale is in a mini warehouse in the brewery. I'm going to stick it here. Can I do that? Very claustrophobic, but let's do that. Starting to get outside of the... Oops, I moved that too far. Luckily, we can move this building. I want to stick it close to that house. There we are. You're starting to leave the hearth area of effect, though. I don't think it matters so much with buildings. I don't think so. I think it's more about the houses. You want to keep the shelters and the houses within the hearth proximity. Okay, and then I just wanted to build some houses here. Beaver houses. Before we restart or resume this game. And I don't know how many I can actually place because I'm very much running out of room. I have to keep them kind of near. So let's stick one there. And I think as long as it sort of touches the Hearth's area effect, it still counts. Because some of this house is kind of leaning off a bit. I think it's okay still. So we'll put that one there. And one more. Where are we going to place it? Maybe right here. I'm just going to reorient it. Okay. I also noticed up here, there were trees up here. They've since been cut down. There's more crop fields here. So let's select the small farm field panel. Can we do that? We can. Oh, I see. It's actually out of our... Yeah, see the farm? There's a sort of white box perimeter that goes around, and they won't be able to work these fields here unless I move this house somewhere else. I will move it, but not now because there's nowhere to move it. There's just too much in the way. There's trees here. Maybe if they cut down these trees, I will move this small farm up here instead so it can get the full effect of all the crops. Now what I can do is select the small... Yeah, it's a small trap, but that's not what I was looking for. I'm looking for a woodcutter's camp. No. Later on, if I have time, I will relocate one of the woodcutter camps up here and then select these trees to have them make a beeline cutting those trees down so I can move the small farm into a better position. Okay, let's press the play button. A lot of building going on here. We have homeless people. We've got a lot of work labor that's not being utilized. Got to put people to work. This guy's working on the small abandoned catch. I'd really like to get that half point of the Queen's Grace, the reputation. More amber will be sent back to the Citadel. I'm actually wondering if this tutorial will end early because I am winning. Look at this. I'm very close to winning. I'm getting there. What happens if I win faster than the tutorial is moving? It has more to teach us, but I'm getting ahead. And look at this. We're still waiting on ale to be produced. Let's just take a look, see if everything is working out okay. Yeah, we have a lot of barrels. Oh, we just got some more ale right there. Whoa, we made it! 20 out of 20. She made a batch of 10. Holy smokes. Here's the tavern. Let's occupy the tavern. Humans love working with beer and sprites, so let's do that. Now down here, this is great. Passive effects. Gleeman's Tales. This is a story being told. 1, 2, 3. So, if you have all 3 workers working in the tavern, then you'll get triple benefit. If you take off 1 or 2 of the workers, these little icons will gray out, but right now they're lit up. So when you have full-fledged service in the tavern, you'll get a number 3 on the Gleeman's Tales. And basically that just attributes to global resolve. So the reason why it's +3 global resolve with anybody coming to visit the tavern is because there's 3 people working hand in hand to tell these stories. If you take 1 or 2 of the crew off, that'll turn into +1 global resolve, or maybe +2. It'll be a little short-changed, but nonetheless, the patrons will come in and enjoy. So the tavern is allowed to work ale and also wine. That's what can be made. Ale is for leisure. Wine is more a luxury. I'm not sure what that means yet. What does that mean? Leisure and luxury. Leisure is probably more boosting up morale and global resolve. The luxury, I'm not sure. Maybe they both mean... oh, I understand. So, the resolve is for those who prefer leisure, want leisure. I guess there's certain races that prefer leisure. They will get their morale increased. And those who enjoy luxury will get that increased. I noticed that the humans are now static, and that is because of the houses. They now are in their preferred human houses, aren't they? No, we went with beaver. Oh wow, we were very lucky. That's right, we went with beaver houses. The humans are static for different reasons. Let's check it out. Well, oh, the Gleeman's Tales. So we employed these humans into the tavern, and they really enjoy working there, and they're enjoying their own company, apparently. they're the ones telling the stories, the Gleeman's Tales, and they're also reaping the rewards of the moral increase. That's pretty cool. And now our beavers have also just hit extreme happiness. And that is because of the houses, no doubt. Well, they got their pickled goods, which they're appreciating. Ancient artifact is in effect, the Gleeman's Tales. Oh! I was in the middle checking that out, and we've apparently already won this segment of the tutorial. But yes, for sure, the beaver houses had some influence in that. And the lizards actually lost their static effect. They just slightly lost it for whatever reason. Okay, we got level up to 2, and these are the buildings that are unlocked. Presumably more so for the full game, because in the tutorial they tend to reset these for some reason, but these will all stick when we go into the full game. New Citadel upgrades, Rain Collector, Herbalist Camp, Mine, Flame Amulets, Crowded Houses, and Rich Glades. Now, you won't really understand what any of this means right now, but you will once you get to play around with them on a future map. Let's continue. We gain a little bit of extra experience there over level 2. So, point 16 is what we got for completing this map mission. We've got 10 food, which again we can carry over to the Citadel, and that'll help us unlock tech points. And these are the unlocked content for buildings. Makeshift post, blight post, hydrant. All good stuff. We'll learn about those as we go. Let's continue that. There's more I wanted to look into on that map, actually, but we completed the tutorial too quickly. We won. Here we are, folks. This is the Citadel map. Finally. The Queen's Envoy says, "The world is a vast, ever-changing place, and in its heart lies the smoldering city. The smoldering city is where the Citadel is, and that's where the Queen lay, along with all of her constituents and persons and townfolk, and you name it. This is where all the colonists come from, too. Enter the smoldering city and use the resources you've gathered so far to buy the Obsidian Archive level upgrade." Okay. So, the smoldering city tab up here, we will click on that. We are entering the smoldering city. This is the Citadel right here. That's cool. It gives us some stats, a little information. I kind of like this game because almost everything you hover over with your mouse gives you a synopsis of what it is you're looking at. Reforging a specific seal for the first time will reduce the influence of the sealed ones on the surface world and permanently increase the time between blight storms. Blight storms come by on the Citadel map, and basically when a blight storm arrives, it wipes out all the colonists. Everybody has to run back to the Citadel. They lose everything. It's sort of like a global reset. So the quicker and the faster you can make progress around the Citadel map and explore, the better, because the blight storms will come and reset it all. So let's click on this tab here, buy upgrades. Now the upgrades is basically the tech tree. And I'm going to scroll up here. This is the tech tree. Rather extensive. Scroll back down. And over here you can see our food. We've got 20 units of food stockpiled up. This helps to buy tech. And there's also a few other items here, or a couple other items that can help to buy higher level tech too. That being machinery, and also artifacts. Let's select this one down here. This piece of tech, it's called the Obsidian Archive Level 1. If we choose to unlock this, it's going to cost us 10 food stockpile, and what it gives us is the Queen's Patience. Base stat, you gain a permanent 2% to the speed at which the Queen's Impatient grows. Now that's negative 2%, so it's a reduction, which is helpful. And I believe that is per minute, 2% reduction per minute of the Queen's Impatience. Also, it gives Obsidian Archive. It's a fundamental upgrade. A place where records about great viceroys are kept. And it unlocks deeds as well. So we'll go ahead with that one. I'll unlock it. Not just because of the first one, but just because I want to. I could skip that. You don't have to go with the first one, or necessarily like the first order in a linear sort of pathway. I can choose this one instead up here. I can choose this one over here instead, so long that it's within my level cap. So levels 1 and 2 are privy to these ones. I can't select something up here though. It won't allow me to unlock it, even if I have enough food, because I don't have the required level. I am not level 3. It's locked. But I will choose this very first one. Obsidian Archive level 1. There it is. Now I'll gain those benefits for any future play in maps that I decide to challenge myself into. I have more food. I can actually buy one more of these two. Each of them costs 10 food. Let's take a quick look. This is Obsidian Archive level 2. It gives us another 2% reduction towards the Queen's Impatience. Also, a Citadel Resource modifier. It's called More Citadel Resources. You gain a plus 10% for more Citadel Resources whenever you finish a settlement. So that's kind of cool. It gives us a little more when we complete a map, such as the one we just got through in the tutorials, the forest map. Pretty cool. We can choose that one, or this one over here. Monastery of the Vigilant. It's a flame level. Level 1, okay. Everlasting Flames. You gain a permanent 2% reduction to fuel consumption in the hearths, so fuel doesn't burn as quickly. It's only by 2%. But that grows. You can stack in these techs, so, you know, it stacks on top of each other. For now, it's just 2%. We've got an embarkation bonus for stone. You gain a new embarkation bonus to choose from whenever starting a settlement. Whenever you start settlements in this game, you go on that challenge journey, a mission, if you will. You're allowed to start with a selection of resources, and those are limited. You unlock the resources to be able to choose more of them at the start. So this actually allows us to have the option to choose stone as a starting resource, and also another one here too, clay. I do like that one too. I also like this one. More Citadel Resources. I will go with that one. Obsidian Archive level 2. Okay, unlocked. We are now out of food. We can't do anything more here. So, yes, that's the upgrades for the tech tree. Now there's also another panel over here. Another tab. Deeds. Now you want to click on Deeds because whenever you complete missions or maps, they're sort of like in-game achievements that are earned. And you can actually cash out on those. Whenever you gain achievements and you cash out on it, you'll get experience for it. And experience can help lift your levels, which in turn helps to unlock more tech. Or the possibility of unlocking tech, provided you have enough food or perhaps machinery and artifacts. So here we're going to click on the rewards for Viceroy's Quarters. We gain this achievement because we simply learned the fundamental upgrade from the Smoldering City earlier. That was an easy one. So let's click on that one. First steps. Can we click on that one? Oh. Can't click on that. Oh, we don't have access to any of these right now. Oh, I thought we got that. I thought we purchased this, didn't we? Fundamental. Your own little corner in the Smoldering City. A place where you can rest, collect trophies, and learn about the world. Oh, I can't unlock it. Finish your first game after the... Oh, there it is. I didn't read that. First steps. Finish your first game after the tutorial. We're not even there yet. So I guess I can't unlock any deeds right now because I'm still in tutorial mode. But once we move into the full game, we'll start hitting these, and then we can cash out of them and get more experience. All right, let's leave that. And there's a cool thing here. It's called Game History. I'm not really going to get into this too much, but click on that, and it just shows us, you know, all the missions that we've won or lost, you know, games won and lost. That's really just the maps, the challenge maps, the forest maps that we do. I like to call them missions. Completed deeds just gives us a record of all sorts of stuff. But we're not going to spend time in that, really. It's not that important. It's just for those who are interested in that kind of thing. I noticed that there's a little house that appeared here. That's odd. See this mansion house? That wasn't there before. Huh, wonder when that showed up. Pretty cool. Okay, so I think that's all we need to do here. Level 2, give you... We're going to exit out of the smoldering city. We're going to depart. We're going to leave. So it was the... yeah, Tutorial Town 1 over here, I believe is a tutorial that we first did, and we finished that one. Then we did the Tutorial 2, which is Town, and we had completed that one. So these two spaces on the Citadel map represent those tutorials. The Queen's Envoy says, "This world is governed by the eternal Blightstorm cycle. It is almost upon us. So no caravans are allowed to embark. Press the button in the lower right corner of the screen to finish the cycle." Okay. Now before I do that, I will bring your attention to this sort of purple bar over here. And this is the Blight cycle progress. So it grows over time. More so, I should say, it grows per mission that you are either successful in or you fail in. It doesn't matter if you succeed or fail a mission, the Blightstorm will increase. I think there is some sort of time element in place, so the longer it takes you to finish a map or a mission, the Blightstorm will probably develop quicker. You know, it gets a little bit more carried away. And if you quickly get through your missions, you can kind of get ahead of the storm a little bit more, and you might have more time to complete more map missions before the Blightstorm finally arrives and wipes everything out. That's my understanding from some experience when playing the full game. So the Blightstorm has encroached upon us towards our time spent in Tutorial 1 as well as Tutorial 2, and the Blightstorm has stopped at that point. So they want us to click on the cycle button over here. We're going to do that. This is the to turn over the next cycle. And you have to do this basically every time you complete or fail a map mission. The cycle summary. For us, the cycle summary was the tutorial. Now they split that into 2 maps. Normally it is just 1 map. You do 1 map and then you cycle 1 map and you cycle. For this, they actually did 2 maps for us split between the tutorials, but they're sort of counting it as one map, 1 cycle. The Blightstorm is coming. Your settlements have been abandoned, and people are turning to the Citadel. Successful towns, 2. We have no failed towns. Of course, our successful towns were just tutorial towns. That's our current level. Experience gained this cycle. Gives us a bit of stats on what we've accomplished. Unlocked content. Oh, this is what we learnt with the tech research there. Pretty cool. Cycle rewards. Not applicable. Now normally at the end of the cycle you will get rewards for your achievements. You get rewards in particularly if you succeed in a map mission. If you fail, I don't think you get any rewards for that at all. So the Queen will reward you for your success. Seal contracts. I actually don't know what that is. I have not gotten far enough in this game to understand what seal contracts are. Interesting. Okay, now we're going to end the cycle. Queen's envoy says, your goal as a viceroy is to reach the ancient seals with your caravan and reforge them, pushing back the Blight Storm. Ah, they're trying to beat the Blight Storm, huh? Ooh, groovy. You're almost ready to venture out on your own. Choose any map tile inside your embarkation range to begin. Ah, very good. So this is where we start leaning into the actual full game. We're done with the tutorial. And I'm going to close off this video before I actually start a full game map mission, but I am going to basically show you guys how you set up to get there. So this is this little map, and you can choose any land that is basically within the fog of war that we can actually see. You can choose where you want to embark next. Where you choose is what the map will look like. So for instance, if we choose more of this lush greenness, it's going to probably have a lot of fertile land involved, which is, well, that would be great. That means food, usually. As you can see, we got the, we've got sort of a middle center here, and then we got sort of a surrounding, some surrounding spaces. So the map, it's split up here in, what is it, 7. You'll have 7 kind of sectors to a map. Such like the tutorial we just came from, it was actually split up into 7 sectors. You can't really see that with your eye. You can kind of get an impression of it, especially if you look at the outside, the very edges of the map when basically the coasts hit the ocean, or sort of ocean. It's ocean, but it's not really ocean. It really just means like an area that you can't move beyond. Unknown territory. It looks oceanic, but it's not necessarily the ocean. Anyway, so you will generally, in most cases, you'll have access to all of those sectors. The starting sector where your hearth is first planted down is in the middle. It'll be in the middle, and then you branch out from there. You cut through the forest. Now, if you, depending where you put it, you may not have access to those sectors. See, I'm kind of squishing this one close to the citadel. So here, if we start the map, we'll only actually have access to 5 of the sectors. And the central sector, the hearth, will appear like it's on the edge of the map, actually. The more space could be the better, because you probably have more areas to explore, and you'll get more rewards if you take on a larger map. A 7th sector is the largest map you can get. If I crunch it over here, this is only going to be a 5-sector map. Smaller, an easier map to do, but less rewards at the end. And you can get actually smaller than that when you really start crunching things in, especially if you complete certain areas and then you try to squeeze yourself in between 2 complete areas. You can actually get really crunched down, like maps. You know, can be as little as 2 sectors perhaps, or 3. I think I've only experienced 3 sectors as my most minimal. Yeah, so we've got volcano over here. That was pretty volatile. I don't know if I want to go there. That is probably going to be a rough map to do. Got some mountainous areas, some ice. Okay. Now these are interesting over here. We've got special structures that are a part of a sector. And basically it means that there's a special sort of infrastructure put into that structure. It's not necessarily going to be this big. It's not going to take up the entire structure, or sorry, the entire sector, but it'll be in there somewhere. And it's a sort of, usually it's a benefit. It's some kind of a perk that you'll get. So here, this one's called the Royal Outpost. World Map Modifier. The proximity of a Royal Outpost makes it easier to communicate with the Crown. The pool or order choices will increase by 1. So that's the benefit you get. And so long that you put your map sort of envelops it in some way. So for instance, if I wanted to embark in this location, I will have access to 6 sectors, and the 7th sector is the benefit. That is the benefit structure. So if you complete this map with a structure involved in a benefit structure, you get more rewards at the end of the mission if you succeed. So here you can see you get a reward of 2 units of food, which you can bring back to the Citadel later for more tech, research upgrades. Pretty cool. And of course the added benefit, right? Also, what's kind of cool, depending on where you put your location finder here for the possibility of embarkation, it'll kind of give you a really quick synopsis of what that general land has to offer. So over here, where I'm currently selected, this is called the Marshlands. It's minimal difficulty is settler, okay, so that's actually a difficulty setting you can choose. And I won't get into difficulty yet until I start my next video, which would encompass the full game. You're allowed to select your difficulty on your challenge map. The harder difficulty that you decide to choose will reap you greater rewards should you win the mission settlement and return back to the smoldering city. So, but with higher difficulty comes more hardships and more handicaps involved with the map. The easier difficulty you choose, there's more benefits, perks, and gains in comparison to the handicaps. So, pretty cool. The rewards for defeating or winning this challenge map, called the Marshlands, if we take that 7-sector area, is outlined right there. You would win 14 units of currency food and 1 unit of... I don't know what that is. That might be one of the seals they were talking about. I'm not really sure what that does right now. What's this next one over here? We got a structure here on one of these sectors. It's called the Monastery of the Holy Flame. World map modifier. The monks of the Holy Flame are a fanatical egalitarian order. You cannot forbid consumption or favor any species. Oh. Special reward, royal resupply. Interesting. And the tutorial did not cover certain things such as trading. There is more involved in this game that the tutorial does not cover, but you'll learn that pretty easily while you're running through the full game. So don't worry about that. You'll learn as you go. You'll learn new things about the game through the full game. But the tutorial gives you a good basic understanding on how to, basically start up, survive, and navigate, how to build things. So that's fine. Now, there's a giant fog of war. I'm going to scroll out. The map is huge, as you can see. Absolutely massive. And you will not get far at all, because the Blight Storm always comes and wipes you away. In fact, you probably won't even get past this first border here. If you can kind of see that border, first terror border, you will probably not even get that far. The Blight Storm will wipe you out. It takes time to fight against the Blight Storm, to tech up, to get new gains and benefits, to strengthen your the Citadel, Smoldering City, and your colonies coming out, so you can go further and further and further and basically outrun the Blight Storm or slow it down. And that takes time. These question marks here basically mean there is another special structure, such like the Monastery of the Holy Flame and the Royal Woodlands. There's a plethora of different ones. They're all creative in their own, and the point of interest question mark signifies that something is there of interest. You've got to explore it and unlock it. So that might influence the direction of where you might want to go with your embarkation. Embarkation, it's like a direction of travel. So say I select this one over here. It's called the Royal Woodlands, and I accomplish this feat. I win the map. It's set. So it's explored territory. Then from there, I can choose one of these areas around it, again for my second mission, so long the Blight Storm hasn't come to wipe me out yet, or I can select something over here. It'll unlock. So if you establish your colony here, you'll have access to the surrounding of the colony. So I'll actually be able to reach out even further and take on a mission out here instead. I have absolutely no idea what's out here. It's all in the fog of war, but it becomes more accessible. And if you're lucky enough to accomplish that one too, and you want to keep traveling on this trajectory line, I might be able to get out pretty far and hit this point of interest, or maybe even get over here to this one here, was the Bronze Seal. Wow, the Bronze Seal, huh? This area contains a weakened ancient seal at the end of the cycle. If the seal is within your embarkation range, you can try to reforge it. There's a lot more going on in this game. It's worth worth learning, worth exploring, right? I don't even know the half of it yet. I've only gotten so far. So, yeah, this game has a lot to offer. But for now, I'm going to wrap up this video because really I just wanted to get through the tutorial and get you guys to the brinks of starting a full and proper game. So I will close this off here now, and at some point I will get going on a new video and start up my first mission and map with a full game, which will be actually probably pretty exciting, and you'll probably want to look into that if you've liked what you've seen so far in the tutorial version of the game Against the Storm. I don't know when I'm going to publish that video. It could be a little bit of a time because I have other videos that I'd also like to publish. Right now, today's date, it's December 17, I believe. So that's the date I'll be publishing this tutorial video, and we'll see. Hopefully before the holiday season I might be able to get a go on another game here, a full game, and release a new video. But if not, it'll probably be sometime after December, maybe in January. We'll just see how it goes. Okay guys, well, thanks for joining me with this. It was fun. Even tutorials can be rather fun, and see you next time.